You fire your best friend. You decode the world's most understood term. Oh yeah, baby, I'm stumbling out of the blocks, and discover how a jail cell epiphany can catapult a man past rock bottom all before your second sip of coffee. Guess what, guys? Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends is starting right now. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle improves blood flow.
From squirting to squirreling.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? That
doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys. Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, what's shaking? You're back, we're back, everybody's back. Maddie Roof is back, Melissa's back, Mike is back, Adam Holroyd is back, Jimmy is back, B-Drive is back, Uncle Keith is back, the Big Sure SM7B, the deep voice is back. What's shaking, nation? Good morning, welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and Friends. Every single day here on the big network, the Mornings in the Lab live network. Right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Just get myself organized here this morning. Yeah. Man, did we have a huge show yesterday? Holy. Okay, R-rated show. Yeah, just got to put it up. Just a holy ball was that a huge show yesterday. David Meltzer joined us, the Jerry Maguire guy. Yeah, he was here hanging out with us yesterday. A lot of you guys showed up. A lot of new listeners to the show yesterday. Long-time listeners, first-time callers. We had Global join the show. We had Michael Lazaro, the Vegas movie guy, yeah, on Tubi. American Mafia, if you guys are looking for something. Hey, speaking of looking for something, to all my folks who were chasing down the Howard Stern journey, the guy's canceled. New home, Mornings in the Lab. Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't say he was canceled by culture. No. Sirius XM is not renewing his contract. Let me be clear. Not renewing his contract. So I'm inviting all the Howard Stern listeners over here, but not the woke ones. Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there. Yeah, don't want the woke ones. No, I want the reasonably sensible folks that want to have a conversation. So if we don't agree or disagree, that doesn't mean we can have a conversation. So if you're a Stern fan, get your ass over here to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and Friends, and we're going to have a conversation and hang out with us. Not going to be left, not going to be right. We're going to have left conversations. We're going to have right conversations. We're going to have middle conversations. We're going to have every kind of conversation. Yeah, whatever your skin color is, whatever your gender is, whatever your beliefs are. Let's talk about it. True story. Lady Drew joined the show yesterday as well. Oh, yeah, good times. Hey, coming up today on the show, we got a dude, funny enough, Jeff Glauser was supposed to be here yesterday, but Jeff introduced me to David Meltzer, and I'm suspecting somewhere on the chain of just guest availability, I was fortunate that Glauser was able to move his date to today. So we're very, very grateful that straight from jail cell to comeback king, to prove that the climb from rock bottom can be a substantial situation. And Jeff Glauser is here to hang out with us this morning in the lab. Deep dive, we're going to unpack the gut-wrenching moment I fired my best friend. Actually, I did it a few times. Yep, fired a few people that were quite close to me. True story there. Tough. We're going to talk about it coming up on the show. Morning Loop. Listen, the Morning Loop used to be 50 minutes, but it's now 30. I see you, Glauser. I see you there in the green room on the horizontal side. We'll get you there on the vertical side as well. The Morning Loop used to be 50 minutes, but the reality is that the world is rapidly changing around us, and because there's so much to talk about, I thought I can give you guys 30 minutes of it. So the Morning Loop is now 30 minutes of unpredictable news, hot takes, and live men's conversation. That's what we have going on there today. Hey, Jimmy, my script is not formatted properly, buddy. Right in front of me here, we missed that out here. So if you can fix it up for me, that would be very helpful. I'm looking at my notes, and Uncle Keith's eyes are not as big as they supposed to be when I was 10 years younger on that one. Yeah, that's exactly it. We also have an interesting conversation coming up today. From blow to BJ. Yes, we're going to have the conversation. Y'all wonder where that word originated, the blowjob? Well, it's linguistics is a funny thing. We're going to talk about it later on today. Yeah. The idea of, and we're actually going to have an appropriate conversation about it. This is not about being ridiculous, not about being 12-year-old children, not about being that 11-year-old son going, oh, yes, I want to get a blowjob. No, we're actually, do you guys know where it came from? Because it's actually not blowing, it's sucking. So why is it called blowing? We're going to have a conversation about it today. Yeah. Linguistics today on the show. I know Johnny Anderson has something. I suspect Johnny's going to bring a philosophical play about it. Here's the thing I love about Johnny since he started hanging out with me. He's like the nutty little son of a bitch, brings these topics up that I have no clue what he's going to talk about. Now we're talking blowjobs and BJs. I'm like, no, Johnny, we're talking about the linguistics of how it arrived there. So we're going to have that conversation later on in the show as well. And hey, guys, also later on in the show, the biggest mistake I made building a $50 million company. And truthfully, why it's probably the best blueprint for your most and next audacious goal. And I got to be honest, guys, as I was going through it, I vowed it wouldn't happen to me. It did. It actually did. Oh, yeah. Fuck, man. And it's taken me probably up until the last few years to sort that out. Yes, yes, yes. And then hour 3 inside the lab, we're going to get some AI hot takes of what's happening in the world of AI and so forth. I dropped something in producer and in my colleague Melissa's inbox yesterday. Melissa's in the comments, guys. What's shaking, Melissa? Google released something yesterday which will blow everybody away. Hey, listen, Zuckerberg was not wrong with the metaverse. I'm telling you all along. So I'm drinking that Kool-Aid. I know it's a crazy word, but the reality is, it's just let's just rebrand it the AI world because I'm gonna share some stuff with you guys later on in the show, which will, if you think your mind's being blown away today, wait till tomorrow. Oh yeah, true story. All right, Jimmy, let's get a transition going. I see Johnny patiently waiting for me there. I keep telling the guy come in around the 5, 6, 10 minute mark now. Jimmy, let's transition to the morning loop. Let's bring the big dog in himself. Oh, brother, how are you, pal?
What's up, brother? How are you? Fucking crushing this morning.
Are you?
Dude, I don't know what it is, man. I swear to God, I woke up this morning. I sat up in bed. I was like, fuck, I feel good, right? Just kind of sitting there.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Get up, go take a piss.
Yeah.
Check my phone.
Yeah.
It's fucking 2:01 in the morning.
Oh, you still had there you go. You time to get up and go.
I'm not going back to bed. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Shit, I was ready to rock. I was having an extra hour this morning.
Dude.
It was amazing.
I love about your attitude is that it's like you've discovered the end of the rainbow and you're like, oh no, man, I got an extra hour of time. I feel great. I'm sleeping. I'm puffing on my stogie.
If I'd have laid back in bed, I'd have been like trying to fall asleep.
Yes.
If I need this, see the beautiful thing about my system, my philosophy of life. So I've got that nap.
Did you say 11. System? Did we not talk systems yesterday with Dave Meltzer, Johnny Anderson?
Philosophy of life.
Yes.
Because I have that nap. So if I'm ever in a position where maybe being up that extra hour is grinding on me, I'll pull it back in that nap.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a tight system, baby. It's so tight,
So I got to be honest. I look at the calendar. Oh, hold on a second. Today's not training. Yesterday was training day for you. No, today is.
Today is.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other reason you got it. I know you. I forgot today's Wednesday. Well, I know. So listen, you and I live in a loop, so the days don't really matter. But because the world took like a day off on Monday, it just kind of messed up a little bit of the way my schedule worked.
What do you mean? What did the world do on Monday?
Well, they apparently Monday was like a holiday or something. So
what was it?
It was like August long weekend, I think, apparently. So I had to spend some time.
Hold on. What?
Yeah, there's a long weekend, Johnny, in August. Yeah, where folks.
That's what they call it. It's a holiday for an August long weekend.
Yeah, true story.
What the fuck is wrong with everyone? Jesus Christ, you're fucking kidding me. See, this is the problem.
Yeah,
people are running away from their fucking lives.
I
fucking run to it. I'm running to it at fucking 2:01 in the goddamn morning. You know the best part about that is, dude, I have people, and I actually tested that fact this morning. I'm going to put them on Front Street in a good way. Yeah. My coach, Justin Wenzel, I
Yes.
texted him this morning.
Yes.
He was awake with me.
Oh, there you go.
There's not many people you can text at 2 a.m. that are going to respond.
True. This is true. So 2 o'clock would have been 4 o'clock. Guess what, brother? Your other coach, I would guess your assistant, was up as well. Look at that. The two men in your life that you surround yourself that make you a better person. Actually, I'm going to be really serious with you.
But you're not West Coast time, are you?
No, but I'm 4. So, but when you wake up at 2 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock over here. I'm up.
That's like an East Coaster saying that they fucking get up at, oh yeah, I'm up at 2 a.m. too. No, dipshit, it's fucking 5 where you are.
No. But I'm up at your 2 o'clock equivalent.
But it's 4 for you.
Yes. So, but if I'm up at 2, you're half asleep. It's still midnight for you.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So fuck, man. Come on, give me some slack, brother. math.
He's wanting to get in the 2 a.m. club. I love it.
Clock education with John Anderson and Keith Billis this morning on it. But brother, I'll tell you, man, we had a huge show yesterday, man. Holy Christ, was it a huge show? And I was feeling a little bit of the effects here today. I was saying to Jimmy, man, I'm and I'm not tired as in like tired. It's been on. I've added this third hour to the show, and that third hour of the show takes away an hour of prep. And dude, I can't. So listen, we do our little thing here to our folks here on the show and to around the world. I can't imagine what it's like you did, getting in an arena, getting on stage, getting into a wrestling ring in front of 10, 20, 30,000 people night after night after night, and just keep going. Like there's a true grind to that, man. Holy smokes.
Well, what's weird about that is this. And people, unless you've been there, you don't understand.
No, you don't.
Well, and what I'm going to say is what really I'm going to, but you don't understand, is that you can be like fucking dead dog tired.
Yes.
No sleep from traveling, blah, blah, blah. You could be hungover. You could be fucking high. You could be whatever. It doesn't matter what you are. When your fucking music hits,
yes,
30,000 people start going fucking bananas, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
All that shit goes away. And the problem is it puts you deeper in that hole.
Yeah. So in my own meager little thing here.
What's that?
I will tell you that
right here, literally right here.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. So we've got this new countdown on the show, and we put it on. I have not been paying attention to what it is first. So I plot and what happens with me, Johnny, my glasses go on, my headset goes on, and it's like my hat goes on, and it's like maybe character comes out, right? The show persona, right? Well, the moment Jimmy puts that countdown on, dude, if anybody saw me back here in the studio, I'm jumping up and down. Like I'm all of a sudden, it's like, I can only imagine it's like you behind the ring before you're getting out stage. It's like, it's go time, right? It's fun, man. And like you said, unless you know it, I had a conversation with Lauren yesterday. She texted me at 11 o'clock my time, which would have been 9 o'clock your time. And she's like, how's it going, baby? I'm like, not too bad. I'm in the gym now getting my lift in. She goes, holy smokes. She goes, you've been up for 7 hours already. I go, yeah. I said, so I've already entertained for 3. I've got 2 hours of a workout in. I'm getting my second workout in. And I'm just going to put it out there, Johnny. There's fucking too many people out there who can't even get up for a minute. Yet
it's because they're not inspired with what they're doing. Now imagine what you're saying, brother. Check this out. Imagine what you're saying, but as you're getting fucking called into your staging area, so to speak, where you put on your glasses, all of a sudden, fucking boom, here comes a fucking camera in your face.
Oh,
that little fucking red dot is fucking blinking, which means it's fucking live.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we got live here, but it's just fun, like man. It's a different fucking ordeal. Hey, real quick, I just got to tell everybody, and because Keith's been making some really cool shit with AI. Right. I just got to be fucking. I'm going to put it out there. I know I'm not on chemotherapy. I do not have cancer. That's just the fucking character he created for me that looks that way. He calls it John AI. That's chemo John. That motherfucker looks like he's all sucked up and on chemotherapy.
So
that's the chemotherapy guy.
I was reworking my prompts yesterday for John AI, and I was
tell AI, listen, swell that motherfucker up. He looks like he's malnourished.
So listen, we're talking peptides on the show the second hour, and I think we
give him some fucking tesamorelin and swell his ass up.
And I if you look at the thumbnail I made for that conversation, Johnny AI's look a little better there today. You look like you got a list.
Well, we got to make sure that should come. Look, I haven't showed Terry. She looks. I showed her my phone. She looks at the phone. She looks at the phone, and then she looks at me like, "What happened?" I think what she saw was what she didn't want to see when I was like 85.
Well, and I put one thumbnail out with this yesterday, so last week. And truthfully, man, I know you know, right? Because I know you're like me. You grew up having this fun. There's some ridiculous fun in all this, and I made a thumb last week with you and me on the beach, and you were doing some yoga, and I took a page out of you being on the rebounder, and I have you kind of in a jumping mode, and you look just ridiculous. So do I. We both look ridiculous. I got one video out there where I'm like, look at me, I'm just this little fucking tool, and I have you saying it's just fun. But you know what, pal? I got to tell you, brother, I got marketers and people coming to me saying, I love what you guys are doing with the use of AI in your show. Because here's the reason I'm going to put a plug. You and I show up live every single day. We create that live human connection, which gives us the freedom to have some fun with these tools in the market. Because people are like, oh, hey, there's John AI, there's Keith AI, there's Glad, like there's all these fun characters, but I can really come see the real human, interact with the real John Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern time, morning live with Keith and John. So, and I'm telling you, man, we're doing things that many aren't reaching into yet. And because I find too many folks, oh, that's fake, that's AI. Well, yeah, it is AI. I'm using it. Come see me for real, right? So we're having.
But it's supposed to be like I don't know, what would you say? It's not supposed to be pretending to be us. It's supposed to be, it's these. We've named them differently, for Christ's sake.
Exactly correct.
I mean, what the fuck do you want? It's not like you said, yes, this is me. No, dipshit. This is John AI. Well, John Chemo.
That's exactly right. Hey, TVS. Oh, so I love when folks like to pause. TVS, thank you for stopping your day, pulling out your phone, and making a very, very intentional action of typing Keith and John a message. And I'm really, really pleased that you decided to type the message that says, dude, talking is a tool. Like such a profound statement this morning in TVS. I just wanted to say thank you for stopping and giving such a mindful comment, because that comment has probably added some of the most enlightening content to today's show, maybe even the whole week. So TVS, I invite you to spend time hanging out with Keith and Johnny on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John. And hey, TVS, you can even join the show. I dare you. TVS, call me. Yeah, right now, 431-300-3005.
TVS, if you call, you better bring some good shit. This is right. Valued time here.
That's exactly.
Hey, check this out, brother. You'll be proud of me. I was basically using chat, and I was like, okay, we got a men's show. What do men want to talk about? We got this extended loop, which I kind of love that, because this loop is named after me. I love it.
Yeah, it is. You're out. Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny is I was making some AI content with Johnny AI regarding the morning loop stuff. It's not ready for today, but it's going to fucking make you howl, man. Yeah, you'll love it. Go on.
So I was asking chat. I was like, okay, we got this extended time. What is it that men want to talk about?
Yes. Yeah.
And we, for the most part, we covered it, but I think maybe we got to go a little deeper into it. Like, one of it was relationships.
Yes.
But then there was all these subphylums. Like one of them was like how to, God, what was it? But basically like different methodologies to get along with your wife, or, of course, then there's always the ones you ask it a couple of times, it starts getting dirty, how to manipulate or control your wife or shit like that. But I'm thinking to have conversations about tools that can help a dude manage in his relationship would be helpful.
I love that. Great content. It's funny that you mentioned tool the same time Jimmy brought up Marty on the stage. I don't know if that was a coincidence or if that was just a
yeah, Jimmy, terrible timing, Jimmy.
Yeah. What's going on, Christopher Martin?
What's up, man? Hey Johnny, I'm gonna give Keith a class on how to handle the trolls. I'm pretty good at that.
Hey Marty, did you listen to Meltzer this morning?
I actually didn't.
That Okay, we'll cut that part out.
That was prep for the show, babe. Prep for the show.
I don't want to lie. But I did listen to him yesterday morning. That's actually crazy.
Sullivan just hit us with a couple of bucks. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Mike Sullivan. I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, hey, speaking of the community, Johnny, you left yesterday, and who are you working with that we know? Oh, Benzie. Benzie wants to connect with you again. So if you don't have his number, you got to connect. Or if you have,
I gave him fucking red carpet service. I mean, he's got my fucking fucking right hand man's number. He's got my number because he came in off the show. I was like, okay, I'm gonna fucking take care of him. So yeah. Well,
listen, I'm just doing your job as your assistant, man. Just being my assistant. So hey, guys, imagine this. Imagine you're a successful professional. You've got your career mapped out, and then bam, life hits you with a 1, 2, 3 punch. Divorce papers, 2 layoffs in less than a year, and the guy spends 6 hours in a jail cell. Yeah, true story. We got a guy coming up on the show here today. Jeff Glauser calls it Act 2 of his screenplay. We're going to dig into his story to show you that no matter what happens, there's no reason not to get back up and get after it again. Now, guys, I was fortunate to meet Glauser a few weeks ago. Him and I had coffee. Meet had great vibes, and I said, dude, you got to come hang out in our show. And true story, actually, it was Glauser that introduced us to Meltzer, even though I had met Meltzer through Adam House a little bit. And actually, Glauser and Meltzer had booked both yesterday's show together. But Jeff was kind enough to move his date aside for David Meltzer, so we got him coming up here today. And then, guys, later on in the show, the hardest decision of my life, I've done this a couple times, guys. I've actually fired my best friend. And I've fired people that extremely close to me. Johnny, I know you've been in business. Have you fired some folks that you've had to let go that really, really close to you?
That's hard, dude. That's really hard. You know, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like now, like perfect example, my peptide company.
Yeah.
I have one of my friends is a partial owner.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But when we started this off, I said, because it's here, I'm really what I'm explaining is now I'm smart enough to make sure that that shit doesn't happen.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I didn't. So basically I said, look, dude, you know me, we've known each other. We used to travel together. We were on the circuit together, strongman. I said, you know me, you know what this is all about. He goes, listen, I know what I'm getting in. I know what's coming. I know what I'm getting myself into. And so I said, okay, perfect. So this is, you know, when I do what I do in business, this is different than friendship. So like when I'm chop, you got to be chopping with me. And he's like, yes. I get it. But what I did was I said, look, I'm going to handle this. You're going to handle that. So we are in 2 separate fucking arenas. That makes sense. I can ask him for help or he can ask me for help, but his job is his job. My job is my job. And of course they cross, but it's me pitching him something, him pitching me something. It's one of those things where the only way it wouldn't fucking work is if he just shit the bed, which he's not going to shit the bed. He's a successful dude. So that's, I mean, as we get older, we realize, okay, yes, you can involve friends in business, but you got to fucking set it up properly from the start.
Yeah. And Marty, that's my advice to you, brother. You know, as a young man growing up and starting companies and, you know, working yourself through your journey in life, when you work with somebody you love, a best friend or a brother or business, clearly identify. I'll tell you guys, and obviously it wasn't Maurice that I fired, it was some other folks, but and we'll get into that in the second hour. It was the moment, Marty, I've told you the story before. It was the moment that Keith and Maurice sat down and clearly defined our roles. Mm-hmm. And it was a clear definition. It was, no, Keith, you're going to worry about the front of the bus and revenue coming in. I'm going to worry about the back. Once we had that chat, Johnny and Marty, there was no turning around, stepping back going, hey, Marty, why the fuck is the back this way? And there was no Maurice going, why the fuck is the front this way? It was an immediate respect. And then an accountability around holding each other accountable. No different than
called, brother. It's a system.
Yeah. That is a system, yes. But here's where I think folks get difficult is holding each other accountable. Right. There's when Maurice would call me out and say, what the fuck, man? And I'm like,
100%. And that's where
there was days we wouldn't talk.
Yes.
And you know, the people in my world, like, oh, you and Maurice are fighting. No, we're going through it. We're no different than a relationship. But you know where it always came from, Marty and Johnny? A place of such strong respect. The same respect amongst the three of us here. And if you can have respect, I believe you can solve any problem with your business partner.
Well, it's like with Mark. He's the younger one of the group.
Yeah.
There was one, I can't remember what the topic was, but he hit me point blank. with a question that I really didn't want to answer yes to, but it was my duty to do so. You remember that, Mart? I can't remember what we were talking about. You said you asked me a question like, fuck. Well, I mean, fuck. It's only been a year, somewhat recently. But
you're right.
It was like we were talking about something, and you were like point blank. You think I'm this, and I had to fucking pause and say,
"Oh, I said you think I said you think I'm insecure."
Oh, that's right. That's right. We were talking about chicks, and I was saying it was kind of a small section of insecurity. It wasn't just a general insecurity. It was
right. You're right. Yeah. Something along those lines.
And it was like you said. You asked me a question. I'm like, "Fuck, man, I really don't want to answer this question." I could have just, if I didn't give a shit, if I didn't care about you, I could have just fucking kicked that under the rug and nobody. But I said, "Look, unfortunately, right now, and you're where you are in life, yes." And obviously, it was hard to say it, but it's my duty as someone who cares about you and loves you to be honest.
And I didn't take it personal because I
not at all. Because you recognize it was an opinion, a position, and probably just made you think a little bit, and that's what it was meant to do.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah.
Hey guys, you ever wondered why a word that clearly involves sucking is called a blowjob? Well, today I did some research. True story. Marty, get that smile off your face, brother. Because the answer.
I heard you talking about it at the beginning.
Nobody else has this conversation, so I decided to have it. Hey, can I be honest with you guys? As I was prepping for the show, true story.
Hold on. Definitely don't be honest.
No, I'm never honest. I was prepping for the show yesterday, and I was prepping with Carter and Piper, my two kids, and we were talking about this topic. And I'm like, hey, here's a perfect topic for today's show. Why does the word blowjob exist? So it was a lesson in linguistics with my kids.
Yeah, we'll say, what does their generation think about that?
Well, exactly. So Carter thought it was a perfect conversation to have. Carter just turned 18, so we'll leave that on the table over there. So so we're gonna have that conversation coming up later on in the show as well. And then hey guys, I'm gonna make some admissions here that and here's something you probably don't expect someone who's built and sold a $50 million company to say. I screwed up. Man, I screwed up big time, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to share some vulnerability later on in the show. I'd suspect maybe the biggest mistake I made as I was going through that journey in life. And then Johnny, I found some awesome stuff here, dude. How GLPs are secretly protecting your brain while you lose weight. So
that GLP thing is if it's a tool.
Yes.
If it's used properly, it's okay.
Yes.
It's just like a gun is a tool. It's a tool to protect yourself. Well, you fucking shoot yourself, it's really not working. That's what a GLP is that they don't it's demonized because it's not used properly.
Yes. Yeah. I can't disagree with you. So we're gonna have so that was loaded up, Jimmy, for our first segment here. But I'm gonna push that a little back in the show here. I see we're coming up to the bottom of the morning loop. We got Jeff Glauser patiently waiting for us. TVS, what's the GLP? Johnny, you want to quickly give that definition to our community? I'm gonna give a shout out to the community in a quick second. Johnny, definition of a GLP.
Just think of it like this: it's gonna slow down your gastric system, everything from appetite to gastric emptying. So it's think of it like that. It's just everything in your digestive tract gets slowed down.
Yeah.
And so if it's already slow because you're overweight and you're not moving much, that fucker may just freeze up. And that's where people have big problems.
Well, and TVS, so when I purposely prepared for this segment, the segment was actually, and here's where I get frustrated, right, Johnny and Marty, is that the world of quote unquote typical Western media is they use the brand names. So this whole discussion was based around Ozempic or Wegovy, and I'm like, no, or Ogilvy. I'm like, no, we're not gonna. I don't want to go there. I want to talk about the peptide itself, like the components of it, not the brand name. Like I don't want to talk Coke or Pepsi. I want to talk cola.
Well, it's totally.
Right. So GVS, a TVS, GLP, the brand name is in the world today. It's essentially Ozempic. So we're going to have that conversation later on in the show. Hey guys, I see you guys active in the community here. You guys are awesome. You can join the show live with us right now or in the Mornings Live community. To join the show live, I encourage you, I invite you, I ask you, 431-300-3005, phone, text, or leave a voicemail. Yesterday, Lady Drew called in, Global called in, Michael Lazaro called in. And if you guys don't want to make a phone call, please say hi in the comments below. We got Melissa actively in the comments. We got Jimmy there in the comments. We got Matthew Roof from Kindness Rising, who gets up after every single day here at 7:30 Eastern time, right here on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. He's in the comments as well. We got Global. We got B-Drop. We got one of our community leaders, B-Drop, Bernard, down there. You guys looking for some bee information? Go check out Bernard's YouTube channel. He is all about bees, and he's got some really cool stuff out there. TV5, I'm so glad you're sticking around with us. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We are going to continue moving the show around. Jimmy, let's get to the transition for center stage, and let's bring in our first guest of the show.
This is where I take a piss, correct?
You got it, brother. We'll bring in our first guest, Mr. Jeff Glauser, this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. Let's do it, Jimmy.
What if your biggest breakdown was actually your greatest breakthrough waiting to happen? Most men hit a wall where everything they've built seems to crumble at once. Career setbacks, personal failures, moments that feel like the end of your story. History shows us that the most powerful transformations don't come from sudden inspiration, but from small, deliberate choices made in our darkest moments. One decision at a time, one day at a time. Meet Jeff Glauser, the man who turned rock bottom into his business. He helps vision-driven leaders turn powerful comeback stories into momentum for influence, income, and impact. The question isn't whether you'll face adversity, but how you'll use it to write your next chapter. Your comeback story starts with today's choices. Make them count.
This morning, we're joined by Jeff Glauser, founder of Brand Scribe, the man who's collected more career hats than most people collect coffee mugs. We're talking journalist, screenwriter, professor, sales trainer, and now a brand messaging coach. The guy makes career pivoting look like an Olympic sport. Jeff specializes in working with everyone from retired athletes to startup founders to screenwriters, helping them package their life experience into powerful narratives that open doors and create momentum. And unfortunately, guys, I just got to throw it. The guy is a Philadelphia sports fanatic. So I'm sure him and Marty are going to get along. Who unabashedly sings off-key to cheesy 80s songs. Jeff is going to fit in just fine this morning. Nation, I invite you to put your hands together and welcome in our friend this morning, Jeff Glauser on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends.
What up, Keith and friends? Hey, listen, I'm the poor man. I'm the poor man, Keith and friends. So I don't have my cigar. I got my little cheap vape. I got my cheap sunglasses. I'm feeling it. So I'm just trying to be like you. And what an incredible transition from blowjobs with your kids to me. So I can't think of a better way to start the morning. So let's.
You're only gonna find that here, Jeff.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. So Marty, he's in Philadelphia. You're in Maryland. Do you have any sports conversations or rivalries you want to get out of the way, Marty, right off the bat?
Let's do it.
I can't really talk. They just won the Super Bowl, so and we just traded one of our good receivers, and but the basketball teams, the Commanders.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The Sixers and the Wizards both suck. So
yeah. We weren't supposed to suck, though. At least your plan was to suck. So you're right on track.
No, we're not talking sucking and blowing till later on in the show, guys.
So, exactly. Maybe you really blow and you don't suck. We still have to figure out the semantics there.
Glauser, you and I had coffee a few weeks ago, and I kind of said there's some craziness happening in the morning show. There's a circus happening here, and you've been witnessing from the outside, and I don't expect you paid me. I don't expect you paid attention before the show, but was I right? Is there craziness happening on the show?
I love it. I'm an off-kilter kind of guy, so I feel like I'm with my people here. So
there you go. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So guys, in 2019, this guy spent 6 hours in jail, Jeff, for littering. Dude,
it wasn't even a cool reason.
Well, you know what's funny you say that is I was caught speeding. I worked one day quick story. I was working for a company delivering groceries in a van, and I got a speeding ticket. I'm like, what a waste of a speeding ticket in a fucking grocery delivery van. That's actually as bad as going to jail for littering.
Yeah, and it wasn't even on the spot. It was 2 weeks later at my doorstep. Whoa. The cops are there saying, "Are you Jeff?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well,
really?
Step outside. You're under arrest." Yes. There was a warrant for me leaving a mattress by a dumpster. It wasn't even like a malicious littering. It wasn't even like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to throw this thing out of my car window. It was good intentions. But what they say about the best laid intentions there. So, but those are the vibes that I was sending out to the universe at that point. So looking back in hindsight, I can't say that I was surprised because I was playing the victim role. And the more that you play that role, the more that the universe adheres to your request and says, all right, well, here's more of it. And That's the end result, is me sitting in a jail wondering how the hell did I get here and why was it so lame. I mean, I could have like punched somebody in the face. I could have just kind of made a mockery and just, ran nude onto a field and, become a legend. But no, I left a mattress by a dumpster and then got picked up 2 weeks later and thrown in jail. Go figure, right?
Well, so I will tell you, our audience enjoys the idea of a transformation. I think society does for the most part. And you clearly have had one. You had a complete life breakdown in 2019. Divorce, layoffs, jail. Jeff, let's get into before 19, because I think that's often where people don't really spend much time in, is the moments leading up to the moment and then the moment behind it. Right. Like you just wake up and it all fell apart. There was a journey and there's a path along the way. And where were you sidestepping, Jeff? And where do those sidesteps happen when you reflect upon it now? And maybe those lessons can teach somebody who's going through it right now.
Yeah, Keith, it was a slow burn. So I think like most people, you have some sort of goal, you have some sort of ambition, and then the more that you get detoured, the more that you begin to think, well, maybe that wasn't my path, and maybe I'd have to adhere to societal standards. So my beginning was, well, growing up, I wanted to be an athlete. By the time I got to high school, I realized it wasn't genetically in the cards. I was a little too slow, a little too winded, a little too short. All the things that don't really make up a future athlete. But I figured the next best thing was to write about it. I discovered that I did have a talent for writing. So that was the path. And what I also realized in hindsight is that I was late diagnosed ADD. I had a bit of chase the shiny object syndrome, and I remain a bit impatient to this day. So when I didn't get that cushy job right out of college, I decided to kind of pursue that FOMO and figure out, okay, well, what's the next thing that's in front of me that might sound interesting? And for a while it worked. So right out of school, I had an opportunity to travel for 2 years as a leadership consultant, actually for my fraternity, which was really cool. I got to, on their dime, I drove all over the country, visited over 100 different schools, had no intention of going back to school until I visited over 100 of them. So after those 2 years, I went back to grad school. Well, I didn't want to go back to grad school for journalism because that felt redundant and I wasn't going to be, a teacher or anything. Well, spoiler alert, as you had mentioned, I became a teacher. But so I went back for film. And that was another passion of mine. As you had indicated, I'd say about 98% of my brain is encompassed by sports, movies, and 80s music. And then the other 2% allows me to walk, talk, and function. So I did that for 2 years. And then when half the class made the mass exodus out to Hollywood, I chickened out and stayed back. And that's when I pursued the sports journalism career in earnest. So at that point, I was in South Florida. I was a stringer for the Associated Press. It was a project by project basis. And after a year of that, I started getting antsy. I took the test for the Associated Press to get on full time. I did not pass the test and decided, okay, well, what's the next thing? So I bounced around for a little bit, got tired of that area, went back up to my roots in South Jersey, became an editor there. Print started giving way to digital, found myself scrambling, went back to freelance, was a columnist for Bleacher Report. Again, looked great on paper, but they say timing is everything. And that was prior to them handsomely compensating their writers. So it was just more looks good on paper than anything else. So at that point, I began a relationship with my then wife. And the freelance journalism / at that point, I was also an adjunct professor. Again, I enjoyed it. But it wasn't paying the bills, and I was at institutions where it seemed like everyone was tenured for life. So this juggling act began to appear, where it was like, all right, I keep hedging my bets because I was afraid to go all in. And that fear of failing completely, counterintuitively, made me fail even more, as opposed to if I just embraced one particular side of things. So at that point, I decided that I want to do the quote unquote responsible thing to be a supporter and be a provider for my family, and fell into sales and marketing. Ultimately in the reputation management, digital PR space, which seemed like the perfect kind of combination of this newfound sales aptitude that I had gained and my passion for the media. Worked with a few different startups that were all eerily similar, where they served as their own best client. That part is good, but they weren't necessarily delivering for the actual clients. So at this point, I'm running sales teams and basically telling them, pay no attention to the elephant in the room, just keep your head down and grind. And then at the same time, answering the ownership and trying to justify to them why we weren't getting those results, which, spoiler alert, is because we weren't able to deliver for the existing clients. So I grew disenfranchised with that. And I guess that's kind of what led to that comeuppance moment in 2019. So the more that I strayed away from what my dreams really were and where my passions lie, the more that I kind of adapted that victim mentality. And the more that I just kind of settled into this space. And because of that, and because of that level of inaction and that lack of drive and fire that I'd had, it began to impact other areas of my life. You're
hanging out with Keith, John, and Marty here, and our guest Jeff Glauser this morning on Mornings in the Lab. Johnny, you're hearing Jeff's transformation story. I know you were listening in the background there. Marty, you as well. What's jumping out at you from Jeff's transformation story, Johnny?
Well, the first thing, he reminds me of me on a podcast. But before we get started, I say, I'm just going to talk until you redirect me. So, brother, great job rocking and rolling there.
Bring it on. Yes, I can keep going if you'd like. I hear it's
I saw that. Show, I was like, Keith's going to have to redirect you.
I'm going to have a tennis match in play here. Yeah, Johnny, go after it.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, what I really like about it was the fact that he's making this huge push to share it.
Yes.
Because there's so many amazing, inspiring people and stories out there that never actually get put into the forefront where people can take something, because everybody that has one of these stories is going to be received a little differently. So it might be this guy over here that responds to that guy. So it's like the more that are out there, the more helpful they are.
And that was a big turning point for me. It's to realize that I was not alone on this journey. And the more that I sought out that tribe, and the more that I was able to embrace that vulnerability, it was very therapeutic. But it was something that I had to learn the hard way. It was one of those things where you got to hit that rock bottom in order for you to then have that second act in life. And for you to.
And on that level, brother, that rock bottom, that's the thing where I like to say, look, yes, that thing when you fell on your face and you knocked your fucking teeth out, that was the pivotal turning point. That's what allowed you to redirect. That's what allowed you to get better. Those are the moments that if people understood were the blessings, we'd live in a different world.
For sure.
Marty, question for comment for Jeff. Marty.
Yeah, I got a couple comments. It seems like, Jeff, you just the kind of guy that's like, hey, I'm just going to do shit until I find something that works, You were in South Florida, then you went up to Jersey, you run a sales team, you discovered your passion for writing, which it sounds like you didn't know you had that earlier in your life. So sometimes you just got to try things, even if it doesn't sound like something that appeals to you or something that's interesting. And it seemed like it worked for you. So I feel like the three of us are kind of the same, and you speak in our language. So just wanted to give you your credit there.
Love that. Yeah. Love that. Hey, good morning, everybody. I see you guys all in the comments here. We're having a very engaging conversation this morning with our guest, Jeff Glauser. Turd, welcome to the show. TVS, I see you still hanging on. I appreciate you guys. Answer, I see you there as well. B-Drive's keeping everybody on park, along with Melissa and Global and the entire gang here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends getting after it. I'll do as best as I can getting to your guys' comments. Jeff, so you never said it's too late to write that next chapter. And there's guys listening to our show right now. There's guys listening on demand later that think that they are in a corner. And they're like, fuck, I'm stuck. How do I get out of this corner? And then Marty alluded to that you strike us as somebody that just keeps the feet moving, keep the feet moving, even though you're in the corner. Is it as simple as that, Jeff Glauser, that even though you feel like you wake up, you're stuck in the corner, you got to keep your feet moving?
Yes, but, and there's a big but, simple is not easy. And it's a big misnomer. Is to get to simple, you need to go through the challenges and the hardships and all of that to essentially revert back to the basics. So for me, I was always overcomplicating the damn thing. And you had mentioned as far as that 2019 kind of turning point, that rock bottom, for many people, for obvious reasons, they would say, 2020 was a turning point moment. for me, it was a blessing in disguise to have a year head start. It allowed me to prepare for the shitstorm that the world was dealing with a year later. But when I really discovered that it was time for me to get my shit together was not necessarily the two layoffs that you alluded to. It was not necessarily even the jail time that I had, because for the next couple months after that, I was fighting it and saying, this isn't fair. And I need to do something about this. And, I'm like, John Cougar Mellencamp. I fight authority, and authority always wins. And it wasn't until I woke up on my 42nd birthday to a panic attack. That was it. That was like, all right, I need to do something. I've got 2 small kids at the time that were counting on me to get my shit together. It was the beginning and the end of my marriage. And I essentially took an audit of my life internally and externally and had to figure out what I needed to do to get back on the right trajectory. So what I decided to do was take stock of all the different things that I could do each day. And I know I've heard you guys talk about your morning routines, and that was a big thing for, big starting point for me. So I originally came up with 24 different things that I felt were essential each day for me to do. And I ranked it from 0 to 5 as far as how well I did it. In other words, guys, I completely overcomplicated the damn thing.
Dude, I was gonna say, brother, you're going against my vibe there, man. 44. Too, man. I'd say fucking 3 would be too much.
Yeah.
Well, what I wound up doing.
Actually, here's the thing. I'm sorry to interrupt. We're learning it's actually 1. And Melter reminded us. I love what Melter said. I was thinking about this yesterday, Johnny, for so long. He wakes up with 12 hours of his day already taken care of. And to everybody listening in the comments right now, think about that for a second. Like, his 12 hours are already accounted for. He's like, yeah, 8 hours I got to sleep. Boom, I'm going to live longer if I sleep that way. And then I got a few hours of mental work, physical work, and then some prep work for my day. Okay, great. Now I get the rest of the 12 hours, which are fun and free. And with that mindset, is that ever magical, man? Because if you adopt that mindset where half your day is already taken care of, dude, you're going to live a long, prosperous life.
Because you're not thinking about it.
Exactly.
How much energy are you expending just trying to think about what the fuck you want to do next?
Yeah,
well, that's because those are people who don't have systems.
Yeah,
systems thinks for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So ultimately, I whittled it down to 10, and instead of ranking it, it was either I did it or I didn't do it. And it didn't matter how much of it I did. It didn't even matter how well I did. It was one of those things where for years, again, I had that monkey brain. I was always hearing, oh, well, meditation is great. All right, well, how the hell am I supposed to meditate? I've got a million different thoughts in my head at once, and you want me to meditate for 15 minutes? Forget that shit. Well, what if I start with just 1 minute of observing my thoughts? Okay? Yes. Exercising. All right, talk about imposter syndrome. Okay, so I come from a long lineage of comeback stories in my family. So my mother was a homemaker up until her 40s. And when my father passed away at a young age, she took up bodybuilding and became a professional bodybuilder and professional personal trainer. Very inspirational. Meanwhile, I am, I'm here, this aspiring athlete as a kid with a full gym in my basement, but I had 100 channels up in my living room, and that was far less painful and far easier. Well, I had fits and spurts, but what if I just simplified it and said, all right, you know what? I'm going to exercise for 5 minutes. All right. I'm just going to go. And Dave talks about this as well, too. It's like, what if you just drive your ass to the gym? And if you want to drive back, fair enough. Yes. Yeah.
Low barrier of entry. That's key, brother. Love it.
Once you're there, though, the momentum builds. It's like, well, I'm already here. I might as well do 10. Well, what about 20? What about 30? Now you're building up some steam here. So started with that. And then that same mindset really just kind of matriculated over to these other things. So it was one of those things where when you lower the bar ridiculously low, almost to the point where it's like, why should I even, set that as a goal? Because it's silly. But then you start building up those small wins. And you start building that chain to the point where after a few months, if I went 10 for 10, if I wasn't guaranteed to have a great day, I was at least guaranteed not to have a bad one. And that was my proof of concept. And, 6 years later, it's still the same thing where I just, now have that on autopilot where, all right, I need to check these boxes and then everything else is gravy. I'll just handle it, as I need to.
So let's fast forward to today. Yeah. What are you for 48? 47?
Yeah, 48.
48. Yeah. So 48 today. You've been going on your journey. 19, you hit that panic attack. Do you have a daily non-negotiable routine today? Or being honest and being candid, are you still figuring it out?
Well, it's the 10 that I alluded to. So, each morning I need to have
today. Like that's an actual today thing. Like I know you said that, but that's like as in today, every single day, those 10 things you get done, right? Those are happening for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my morning. Yeah, or most of the morning and then into the afternoon for sure.
Yeah. And you do not negotiate away from that, eh, Jeff?
No. I was listening to Dave talk yesterday, and I mean, I like to collect mentors for sport, and he's been one of my favorites. And he talks about you don't get what you want, you get who you are.
Yes.
So and that was such a
that's standards right there, baby. That's standards, absolutely.
Yeah. So when you become the things that you are. When I became my habits, and that was the energy now that I'm putting out to the universe. Where, all right,
brother, if that's so good.
Day, forget it.
That's so good, because I say this all the time. They say habits in 21 days. Great, you can lose that real quick. Habit becomes, you can keep it 21, then it becomes part of your lifestyle. It becomes a part of your lifestyle. You move forward. It becomes a state of mind. Once it becomes a state of mind, it becomes who you are. It's no longer a habit. This is just how you are. You are not a guy who goes to works. You are the guy who does this, that, and the other. Period. There's no habit. It's just your standard of life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and this is
like habit has to migrate all the way to that point where this is who you are.
Well, yeah, because Johnny, it's at that point, it's not a habit. It is who you are, right? And I love that you said that, because to me, a habit is something that is.
It's such a dirty word to people.
It is. And when it's a habit, it's like you have intentional awareness to do something. No. Yes. When you brush your teeth, you just do it. There's no thought. It's just something you do, right? It's just part of what you do. So I like that you've reframed it that way. And that's where I get, let me get 20 seconds of frustration. And that's where I get frustrated with business leaders and CEOs and guys that are starting their businesses or going through business that are like, oh, so you guys do a live daily conversation? Yeah. Well, why? Why don't you? Aren't you up why wouldn't you get up every single day, get in front of your constituents and have a conversation, then get on with your day? Because what a wonderful way to set the tone for your constituents, for your sales customers, for your employees, for everybody in the world going, I'm up, I'm setting an example, I'm getting after it. And it's incredible to me, because people look at me and Johnny and Marty like, what are you guys doing? We're like, no, we're setting the conversation for our community every single day. We're being the leaders, actually. Yeah. It's incredible to me how many people still haven't gotten that, because you're up anyways. Oh, I got this. No, sit down. Doesn't even have to be for a fucking hour or 2 hours. 15 minutes. Start your day, because you know what it is. And you guys heard me a couple of days. This show is actually not about anybody else. It's about me, because I'm an addict. And the best way for me to beat my addictions is to get up and do something positive every single fucking day. And I do it with you guys having this conversation.
Well, that's right. You're going to be addicted to something, good or bad. What's it going to be?
That's
me. That's why we jive so well.
I know.
The difference is you're just a nut little sucker, and I'm the big handsome one.
Oh, there he is.
And Marty, you got to see this. This is like a beef between us, because this son of a bitch made these characters for us with AI. My fucking character looks like he's on chemotherapy.
I'm still waiting.
He's all fucking sucked up. You can see who's running those commands on the chat. That's for sure. I'm still waiting. He looks like he could be taking a fucking microphone, getting ready to go on a stage as a rock star. I'm this sucked up motherfucker. I showed Terry, and she's like, Jesus Christ, that's what you're going to look like when you're 85.
That's why Marty hasn't given me his pictures yet. He's like, I don't want Billis to make me look like some little fucking twerp or something.
Yeah, he's going to look crazy, man. I'm going to be skinnier than your character.
But I'll tell you right now, on that level, Keith, in all seriousness, I will take an addict who has learned to connect his addiction to positive shit over any time, because that right there is an addict has some of the strongest power on the planet. The question is, has he learned to use it for his benefit?
To redirect his energy in the right spot, Marty.
Yeah, I was just going to add, that's kind of similar to, I tell my clients all the time, you're disciplined. You're just disciplined to the wrong shit.
Yes. Yeah.
So you just got to change the shit you're disciplined to.
Yes.
You're disciplined to listening to your cravings. So you go to Chick-fil-A or, whatever it is. So we have those skills. You just got to flip them into the right direction, into a positive direction. That's all.
Well, and it's all comes down to what do we practice? We get better at what we practice. If we practice listening to the wrong fucking voice, we get really good at listening to that wrong fucking voice.
That's right.
And that energy is contagious. That's why I love what you guys bring to the table is that by kind of sharing with everyone what you're leaning into and what you're doubling down on, people realize, okay, well, they've been through this shit too. All right. They hit their share of balls.
Yeah.
All right. And it's validating, and that was the big thing that I was refusing to do. I let pride get in the way, and I was on my own island saying, all right, well, I got to overcome this massive obstacle. And I got to do it on my own, right? I'm the one that got myself into this mess. I got to get myself out of it, as opposed to leaning on my tribe.
I like that. Yeah, I like that ownership you took, right? Which is, and that awareness of, holy Christ, I got a couple kids. I put myself in this situation. Only I can get myself out of it. And you knew it was going to be scary as shit, Jeff. You're going to fall. But man, men to men here, there's a lot of pride in getting up and getting after it, right? And achieving that success, right?
You got to own your shit. You really do.
Own your shit. Got to own your shit. All right, guys, listen, we're here with Jeff Glauser this morning on Mornings Live with Keith, Johnny, and friends, and we are going to get to a rapid fire, Jeff, because we've had you here for 30 and our 28, and I want to get you on with your day here. So, Jeff, I got some rapid fire questions for you before we walk you out to the rest of your day. Coffee or 80s music to start your morning, or both?
I mean, well, 80s music for sure. I mean, that's instant caffeine. I mean, right there.
Yeah, baby.
When you got the 80s.
Come on.
Eagles or 76ers if you had to choose?
Well, right now, Eagles for sure. Don't get me started on my Sixers.
They're so bad.
What the hell are they doing? Yeah.
Would you rather write the next great American novel or the next blockbuster screenplay?
Blockbuster screenplay. And stay tuned. I got a couple in the queue.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice, bro.
Very nice. Jail cell or panic attack? Which was worse?
Panic attack. Yeah.
Teaching or journalism, which felt more natural?
That's a good one. Yeah, both of them are really kind of embraced. Can I chicken out on that one and just say both?
So I have an observation, Mr. Glauser. You've used the word chicken out twice on this show. I'm going to come back to you on this one.
I love my poultry.
If you could ghostwrite anyone's comeback story, living or dead, who would it be?
I've got a couple right now that I'm doing that. There's I love where I'm at with them. So one is actually an adapted screenplay from a book where this guy, he was a former rock star who was at this spiritual crisis and decided to throw it all away at age 30 and start again from the ground up. And this is where it merges all my passions and interests, and started working with the New York Jets on the ground floor, mailing out signed Joe Namath posters.
Wow.
And then worked his way back up to the top of that organization. So he reinvented himself, and that was an inspiration to me. So I can't wait to see this on screen because that's where it belongs. This was a guy on the Ed Sullivan Show twice, American Bandstand, and then he was working for basically minimum wage at age 30 after all that. I mean, he toured the world. He had, he got drunk with Paul McCartney. He was touring in the plane.
Hey, Jeff, these are supposed to be rapid fire questions. Just a quick reminder.
This is a slow fire.
Jeff is passionate about that one.
I love it, Johnny. I love it,
man. That sounds interesting, though.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Johnny's on fire today. Jeff, ears up for this one, brother. Complete this sentence. Every man's story needs more.
Can't chicken out on this one, brother.
I won't.
Not an option. Not an option.
Okay. An arc. It needs an arc. You can't just kind of go flat line. It can't just be, well, I was here and I'm staying at that same level.
An arc. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Good answer, brother.
I like that too.
Yeah. And then finally, Jeff Glauser, if you go back to that jail cell for 6 hours and talk to that version of yourself today, what would you tell him about what was really happening in that moment? It's a deep one for you, brother.
Yeah. I needed to allow myself to surrender to the circumstances. And there's a big difference between giving up and surrender. And I just didn't realize it at the time. You don't give up, but you do surrender.
Dude, good job keeping that one to rapid fire, because that one could have fucking gone.
That was just for you, Johnny. Yeah,
Thank you,
I don't want to piss you off. I see those.
If Johnny didn't say anything, Jeff would have kept going.
Exactly.
I waited for him to stop, dude. He was all that was all him.
You know what's funny, Glauser, is when I first started hanging with Anderson, and so Anderson was the guest on our show early, and then we started hanging out, and Johnny's become a co-host in the show, and I said to Johnny in the early days, I'm like, dude, I said, conversations like a good tennis match, back and forth, not paragraphs. So Johnny has taken that to heart, and he's like, okay, I get it, sentence to sentence to sentence to sentence. So
because Johnny, this is more like a live conversation. If you're if you're like a podcast format, they'll get you. They want you to talk for 15 minutes. You're telling a story, but obviously these segments are only 15 minutes.
And you can't edit me. You're screwed. So.
Guys, we've been joined this morning by Jeff Glauser. He's the founder of Brand Scribed and a man who's collected more career hats than most people collect mugs. He specializes in working with everyone from retired athletes to startup founders to screenwriters, helping them package their life experiences into powerful narratives that open doors and create momentum, I should say. We've been very fortunate. Jeff spent 30 minutes with us this morning on Mornings in the Lab on the center stage. Jeff, how can folks connect with you, find you, engage with you? Hopefully you'll join our Mornings in the Lab community and spend some time in the comments, come back and spend some time in our community. But where can folks find you, brother?
Sure. You can check out my website. It's brandscribed.com. So it's like transcribed, but with a B. I got my email down below there. You can reach me at jeff@brandscribed.com. I like to loiter on LinkedIn, so feel free to connect with me there. Sometimes I have my long-winded posts there as well too. So if you like my filibustering here, then you'll love it there. And always love to connect with like-minded people.
I love it. Filibustering, dude. We haven't had that word on the show yet today. That word has never been dropped on our show. Filibustering with Jeff Glauser this morning on Mornings Live.
You can call it pulling the. Yeah,
pulling a Glauser. Jeff, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning.
Thank you, guys.
Inspiring shit, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Jeff.
All right,
Good
you
stuff.
got it. Take care.
All right, take care. All right, Jeff's going to be on his way. We're going to reset hour 2 here. Marty, I suspect you have to rock and roll, brother.
You got to rock and roll today, man.
Got to go lift some weights at the gymmer.
Something like that.
Something like that. All right. Well, I appreciate you, brother. I enjoy having you on the show here today. You get out and get after it and go connect with Glauser on LinkedIn. And Johnny, you got to sneak away for a break, or do you got? Should we get into some peptides conversation, brother?
Give me a quick break. That way I can run to the end.
You go for a break. We'll come back. We'll do a lifestyle tip, and then
I can do the tip first. You want me to?
Let's do that. All right. So Jimmy, we'll walk Marty out of here. Johnny will do a lifestyle tip, and then we'll come back and I'll reset the second hour, and we'll get into some.
Yeah, we can stick to our format. That's when I get done.
Hey,
have a good loop, Mark.
All right, Marty. Take care, brother. All right, Jimmy. Let's do this. Let's do lifestyle tip with Johnny, and then we'll continue the show with a bunch of awesome topics here on Mornings Live with Keith, Johnny, and friends. Jeff Glauser's out. Marty's out. Second hour starts right now, Jimmy.
All right. This is kind of bouncing off the conversation we had with the last guest. You see, there are too many people, too many guys out there that somehow are hiding behind the fact that something happened to you. That's why you're not getting what you want from your life. You see, the shit that you're blaming, these are your blessings. That thing that happened to you that took you off track was meant for you to negotiate, overcome, and get better. You see, life never gets easier. We have to get better. You can compare that to lifting an Atlas stone or a bench press. The weight never gets lighter. You have to get better. So the choice is yours. You're going to sit around and blame circumstances for you not getting what you want, or you're going to realize those circumstances were actually put you there to make you stronger, to make you better, so that you can develop the skills to get what you want. That's what it's all about. Rock and roll.
All right. Good morning. We got Johnny here. Gonna say good morning, everybody. Got Keith. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. And I got somebody here on the Mornings in the Lab hotline. Who's this right now?
This is Lady Drew, baby.
Hey,
I'm just calling to say good morning, everyone, and blessed be.
Lady Drew joining us here on the Mornings in the Lab hotline. You can join the call as well, 431-300-3005. I appreciate you, Drew, joining the show here today. How's your morning been so far, Drew?
Honey, every day is fantastic. You know, I've already informed y'all I was homeless for 2 years. I moved here in Wilkesboro, got my rental house. I just want to say, everybody, I'm a true living beacon for saying never give up. You can be successful, so go for it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, Drew. I love you joining in us with a quick call. I'm going to reset our second hour. Drew, you know how our show goes. I love it. You hung out and you helped me reset the second hour here. So, Drew, I'm going to see you back in the comments. I'm going to go talk to everybody in the comments. We're going to keep the show going. How's that sound, brother?
Everybody have a beautiful day and never give up. I love you all. Blessed be.
Awesome. Hey, Jimmy, we got to get a picture of Drew here so we can get Lady Drew up on the screen here in the future. If Lady Drew is going to be a regular caller, which I love. Lady Drew, I appreciate you. I'm hanging up on you now, okay?
All right. Ciao for now.
Awesome. All right. Ciao for now. Awesome. That is so awesome. You guys, too, can also join the live conversation, and you can do it this way. 431-300-3005. Always taking calls from our community. I would love to have you guys join the live conversation as well. Let's see. I'm going to draw my attention while Johnny's out there taking a break. We're going to draw my attention to the comments here. Good morning, Dusty Struggles. I see you there. TVS. I cut down. I see you still in the comments as well. And I do see a question coming up here, which was, is this channel for drug addicts? Michael, no. It's for folks that want to get up and get after it and hit their most biggest audacious goals. And sometimes that means we have addictions, whether it's addictions to good things, bad things, working out, food, alcohol, nicotine, whatever that addiction might be. We are all here every single morning to help each other get up, get after it, and hit our big, most audacious goals. We're resetting the second hour here, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. We get after it every single day here, Michael. 8 o'clock Eastern time right here on YouTube, over there on LinkedIn, over there on X, and as well over on Substack. I'm your host. I'm Keith Billis. Johnny Anderson's also my co-host, and Christopher Martin, who just left us here after the first half hour, is gone here as well. You guys can join the Mornings in the Lab community, which I invite you to. And to those of you that are in the community, you guys will have noticed I dropped some exclusive stuff behind the members, I guess the members side yesterday. My goal, our goal is to always and to keep offering value to all of you guys. And I know some of you are curious about starting a YouTube channel or looking to reinvent yourselves or to create content or to build the next 5, 10, 15 years of your life in a world of AI, in a world of tech. Well, you got a nerd here who lives and breathes it every single day. So yesterday I dropped my tech stack. And so what we are using to build this platform, I put it behind the members wall there. So I invite you guys to check it out. And my goal here, my plan is to go through all the different tools to keep sharing with you guys. I want to share. I want to help. I want to share. I want to help. So that stuff sits there behind in the Mornings in the Lab community, which I invite you guys to do. So subscribe to the channel and
true motherfucking story.
Yeah, that's actually something I put out there yesterday, a little ad, and I put the prompt. So if you guys want to make your own, and actually, true story, I put that out there, I put the prompt, and I even gave you guys the prompt to make your own response to that. So I would invite you guys, check out the short on our channel.
What is the prompt?
Great question, Johnny. Thank you for asking that.
Is that what you say to chat to make it do that?
Yeah, so Jimmy, if you're able to, I know Jimmy's scrambling here enough. If you're able to, Jimmy, maybe you can pull that up for us to see that on the show here. If you can go into the shorts there, Jimmy, and pull up that. And if you can't, that's totally cool. And I know we're doing this on the fly here, Jimmy. But so Johnny, the prompt is the words that you put in to create that output. So I was literally horizontal in bed last night, and I was laying there, and I like to read and wind my brain down. And I was having some fun. My brain was still being creative, and I'm like, I'm going to make this. So I made that little video, dropped it into a short, and then there it is right there. And Jimmy, scroll up the page there. Actually, if you scroll up the page, cool. If you scroll up there, if you open that up there, Jimmy, open the puppet.
See, look, there's the chemo dude again.
Open the puppet one up there, Jimmy. The show me the puppet. Scroll up to the top there, Jim. No, other way, Jimmy, to the top there.
Lord, look at that.
And then go to the puppet one that exactly. Open that puppet one up there. And if you open up the description, Jimmy, open the description up at the bottom. No, you just gotta, yeah. So Jimmy's new to YouTube. You guys just give Jimmy patience. He's never used YouTube before. So there's the prompt, you guys. So there's the prompt which gave me the ability which helped me create that video. Now, you guys, if you guys have Google Gemini, and if you guys have any of these AI tools, take that prompt, copy it, paste it into Google Gemini, and you can make your own video. True story. And then what I would invite you guys to do is to tag that onto my short. So it's as simple as that. So it's funny because in the old world, that ad, Johnny, would have cost tens, $50,000, $100,000.
It's crazy that just put together now.
Words, I just type some words in and there you go.
It's pretty nuts, dude.
Dude, I got to tell you, Marshall, I fucking love you. And this is why our show works so well, because I was the guy here wanting to say, and I just couldn't get in there. And you're like, Glauser, good job being on a podcast talking nonstop.
Well, I tried to do it gently.
You did it awesome, though. I loved it.
But the thing when it comes down to it, brother, I mean, there's an element of us needing to protect our time.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's honestly what concerns me about the callers. Well, is that callers, they have to, a caller comes in and wastes time. It's what it's doing is it's diluting this amazing chunk that we're supposed to be conveying to the men that want to learn, that want to progress. And if we have someone that comes on and is not a part of that, it dilutes it.
There's a balance, right? Because the balance is engaging and encouraging the community. But you're right. There's also at the end of the day, we are in the entertainment business, so we want to entertain, we want to afford, and we want to provide value, right? And I do know, and I know you know as well. And actually, here's teaching right now on the show. Not many folks do live conversations because they're unable to. I'm comfortable with this. And the ability of that is engaging your comments and engaging people in the comments. So if somebody's talking too long, it's hard to bring people into the conversation, and because we watch the numbers here on the show as well. But let's pivot. Yeah. Let's go to peptides, brother. This one I want to talk with you because you're an expert in it. And as an aging male, I keep wanting to learn more about it. So Jimmy, I got the peptide one teased up here. You want to run that opener, Jimmy? And we'll get into it on
The weight loss peptide revolution just took a groundbreaking turn, one that might redefine brain health as we know it. Recent discoveries show that peptides like semaglutide and tirzepatide aren't just reshaping bodies, they're actively protecting our brains, reducing stroke risks, fighting dementia, and promoting neural resilience. This is bigger than brand hype. It's a medical breakthrough comparable to discovering the blood-brain barrier itself. For men 30 to 55, this could mean tackling multiple aging risks, metabolic and neurological, with just one powerful therapy. Peptide treatments represent the forefront of precision medicine, offering targeted interventions with fewer side effects than traditional pharmaceuticals. Your brain, your metabolism, your future, it's all connected. The question now is simple. Are you ready to redefine how you age and optimize your health? Your brain's future depends on what you do today.
Johnny's help on this conversation, guys, but the weight loss peptide revolution just took an unexpected turn that could frankly change everything we know about brain health. Johnny, I'm going to get your help with this, brother. So new research reveals that GLP-1 receptor agonists like semaglutide and
tirzepatide, yep,
aren't just transforming bodies, they're actually protecting brains from stroke damage, including dementia risk, and offering neuroprotective benefits that extend far beyond their metabolic effects. Now, not about brand names or marketing, this is about a class of peptides that might represent the biggest breakthrough in brain protection since we discovered the blood-brain barrier. Johnny, you always talk about optimization. What's your take on the fact that these peptides can simultaneously improve body comp and potentially protect brain function?
Well, here's the thing, though, brother, is that we have to understand that, going back to the whole Viagra thing, right? Yeah. Viagra was developed for, I think it was something about the heart. They realized all the subjects walk around with boners. I guess we're going to remarket this,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Well, these new, there's so much development, but here's the thing. It's basically put forward, semaglutide and tirzepatide are put forward as, hey, you can take this and you're not going to want to eat.
Like
that's how it's marketed.
I want to make it simple. So that's what you do with me. I'm going to go back to you. So I'm hold on. So I'm a 53-year-old man and I want to lose weight. I go to my doctor. My doctor might say, okay, here is some brand name and it's going to help you lose weight, period. What you're saying is,
hold on, but that's not, but what it's saying is the doctor's saying this will make it so you can eat less.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so Keith, you're going to take this drug, and it's going to put signals in.
I don't even know if it'd be considered a drug. Fuck, but yes, you're going to take this peptide.
So you're going to take. Thank you for because I want to use the right language. So thank you for that. You're going to take this peptide, and what it's designed to do is to help you put signals in your body to not eat more or to eat less. Correct?
No, I mean, kind of. It's going to say, okay, I'm the doctor. I'm a doctor that doesn't really, a doctor that operates like a Western doctor.
Yes.
Say, guess what, Keith? You're having a hell of a time not eating because a doctor wants you to go into a calorie deficit to lose weight.
100%. Yes.
You're eating too much. You're not staying in your deficit. So I'm going to give you this peptide and semaglutide or tirzepatide. And what it's going to do is going to make it so you don't really feel your hunger signals. So you won't eat as much.
Okay.
But what he's not saying is now that's the end of the conversation, right? What should be happening is, hey, I've got this peptide that will allow your hunger signals to kind of disappear. But it's very important that you eat something every few hours, something nutritious, because if you don't, you're going to get you'll forget to eat. You'll get malnourished very quickly, and you're going to have a whole host of new problems.
When you become skinny fat, I'm just going to call it out. You're going to become skinny.
But skinny fat is the smallest of the depression. I mean, skinny fat is the outside.
Yeah.
We're talking depression. We're talking fucking all sorts of, hormone fucking crashing, all sorts of crazy shit. Your endocrine system crashes. What should be said is, hey, we got this thing. It's going to make it to where it's easy for you to eat better because you're not going to crave all the shit you're eating, but it's very important you eat this stuff. Now, also understand this is going to improve your health if you do this properly, because there's all of these other downstream effects that this medicine has. But all those other downstream effects that medicine has are completely neutralized when someone starts getting deep into malnourishment.
Yes. Good time.
So, again, it's just being marketed for that one simple magic fucking button. And that's unfortunate Western medicine. Why? Because the doctor knows once you get all fucked up, he's going to be able to give you a whole bunch of other fucking medicine, which he's getting a spoof off of.
Well, and it's just a continuum. And Johnny, question from Good Time here.
Well, no, I got one more thing.
Yeah, please.
So semaglutide, you can literally buy that, for call it $100 to $200, right? Doctors are charging $1,500 for this.
Yeah, because of the brand name stuff. Because again, that's why. And I'll be honest,
but it just shows the hustle in this.
Well, I know, but
there's no intent to help.
I purposely wanted to have this conversation about peptides, not about the brand names. And if you notice that, right? Because I didn't want to talk about Coke or Pepsi. I want to talk about the colas. Right?
Well, but keep in mind, there are even clinics that I guess you'd say there's a doctor's name on the fucking heading of the clinic because to be legal that way.
Yes.
And you got all these fucking people that are, helpers, quote, prescribing or recommending.
Yes.
The same fucking shit that it's not the brand name. This thing is a hustle all the way through.
I understand. We got some comments in the community, Johnny. I'm going to put up here. Mike Sullivan, I see yours, and Good Time, I see yours. Hey, Johnny, Good Time's back, man. You were gone a couple days ago. Remember Good Time? Good Time had a health scare, and I don't know what it is, and that's Good Time's private thing. And Good Time, if you want to share privately, I welcome that. Brother. I'm glad he's back. Good Time is one of the first in the show here today. And Good Time question, and B Drive answered, I believe, but just throw it over to you, Johnny, because you are our human experiment. Good Time says, do you get this from your doctor, and is it a shot or a pill?
Well, I mean, you can get it. I mean, semaglutide is basically that is it. Ozempic is the name they put on it.
Yes.
Right. So you can get from your doctor. You can get it. There's plenty of places you can get it from. Like on my website, I have it. The key is getting a reputable source. because it's cut. The peptides of the Wild West, they're unregulated.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with this whole thing. But either way, and yes, it's going to be a sub-Q. They're trying to come out with a pill. But the problem is that then the pill, now all of a sudden you've got, it's going to have a negative downstream effect on the liver. So it's just better to do a sub-Q. But I guess what I'm getting at is this. Like so many other tools, if they're used properly, they can do amazing things. But the Western medicine, they exploit one thing that people will come running for. And then they also, in this one, they understand they'll come running for it. And they'll end up having a bunch of other shit that they need to get prescribed medicine to offset what the first one did. So this just plays right into the Western medicine. Now, if you use either of these, the basic semaglutide or tirzepatide, and you use it in a fashion that's responsible in the way it was designed, yes, it's going to control your hunger. You won't want to have the bad food because you're not getting those crazy signals. And there's all of these there's a host of other positive benefits to it. But again, it's just not being exposed the way it should be.
Yeah. Here's the empowering truth, you guys, about this peptide revolution. You're living through the early days of precision medicine that will define how we age and optimize performance for decades to come. These aren't experimental drugs. Actually, they're well-researched peptides with established safety profiles that are revealing new applications almost monthly. And guys, the science is out there. I encourage you to research it, ask questions about it. We're talking about it here in the Mornings in Lab community. John has a business that's involved in this as well. If you guys want to learn about it, join the Mornings in Lab community. We'll get you connected up with John. And John,
and the longevity benefits that some of these have is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like on a cellular level, it's like, it's again, some of this stuff is helping the general health of people, which goes exactly against, our system making people sick so they can prescribe them more medicine. So it's really like two forces that are starting to meet head to head. It's just, of course now you're getting people like Dr. Huberman come on and start talking about, hey, there's all these benefits and people are starting to wake up. But I mean, literally there's a anti-aging longevity protocol that I'm actually putting together that I'm doing. So the first 2 weeks, I'm just sum it up. I won't even go into all the names of these things. Well, I'll drop them real quick. There's the first one called FOXO4. Basically, what it's going to do is it's going to go into the body. Think of it like autophagy. You don't have to fast.
Yeah.
You can. It'll basically put your body into it where it's going to go and get rid of all the cells that are malfunctioning. Then the next phase is basically SS31, where now the cells that are left. Now, in an older person, our mitochondria gets tired. That's the cell. That's like the powerhouse of the cell. This comes in and tunes it up. So now it's like a car that's tuned up. It's running smoothly now. Old cells are gone. The cells remaining are tuned up. Then the third one, basically, MOTC comes in and it's like putting a turbocharger on the tuned up car. So it's taking your mitochondria, your cells, and basically bringing them to an area where, say, if you're in your 50s, you might, on a cellular level, you might get yourself back into your 30s.
Yeah. We have.
But what does that do? That keeps fucking Western medicine at bay.
Yes, it does. Good time. It is interesting, and good time. We're going to keep talking about it. And here's what I'm learning, Johnny. This show is going to continue going in the direction of what our community wants, and our community is more curious about that. I can see the comments. We got Sullivan coming in. Guys, we're going to get to the deep dive segment next. Talk about firing my best friend, then we're going to talk blue jobs before Johnny goes here. So we're going to quickly work towards wrapping it up here. Sullivan says, Johnny, peptides are also good for dry eyes disease. Common with
there's peptide for they've identified almost 8,000 now.
There's a woman.
Think of that. Those 8,000 are messages to the body to do something.
There's a woman in a Facebook group that Sullivan says a TB500 BPC 157 combo. The TB500 BPC 157 combo she injects in her stomach with a slim pin cured her dry eyes. Johnny,
and you can go a step further with it. Add GHK -CU, which is a collagen healer. Now you're healing the body on all levels, your hair, your skin. That combo will take the first two you're doing is great. Add the GHK-CU, it synergizes. It works even better.
You know what I love and hate about this? Yes, I use the word hate, but I'm going to use it anyways because I'm going to use love at the same time. What I love about it and hate about it is that I love that it's knowledge, it's information, and we're learning from it. What I hate about it is, and as a marketer, I know why they create these brand names, right? Because nobody wants to buy GPGHK77. It's like me in the cannabis industry when you go to the store and you're like, yeah, you're buying Oscar Kush 77 skunk weed. Like, what the fuck is that? Right. And you know what I mean? Like, that's why humans want the marketing names, right? So that's kind of my
and let's plug what you guys want to learn about peptides.
Yeah.
Go to my Instagram, you hit that the link in the bio, it'll give you a drop down. It says Peptide University. You click that sucker. Literally, that's a community where you go in there and it is just filled with peptide information. It's filled with the stuff that I'm doing, that my partner's doing. It's filled with like just tons of peptide general information. I mean, you can go in there and read for hours about different peptides.
Yes. Check it out, guys. Check out Johnny's Instagram, and we're going to continue getting information for you guys on that one as well. All right, Jimmy, let's get into it. Let's do a quick deep dive here before Johnny rocks and rolls out of here, and then we'll do a blowjob before.
You know, I got my trainings today, so I'm tight on the time. I'm keeping you tight to the time today, babe.
I know you are. So, Jimmy, let's do this then. Jimmy, let's do this. Let's have a quick.
It was the hardest decision of my life. The person who stood by me at my wedding, the one I built a dream with, I had to fire him from the company we started together. Mixing business and friendship is the ultimate high wire act. When performance slides and difficult conversations are avoided, you don't just risk the business. You risk poisoning a lifelong friendship with resentment and unspoken truths. Experts in organizational psychology call this role conflict, where the demands of being a leader clash with the loyalties of being a friend. The only way through is with radical honesty and clear, pre-established boundaries, a system for protecting both the mission and the relationship. What I learned is that true friendship isn't about avoiding hard conversations. It's about having the courage to have them. The short-term pain of that decision saved both our business and our bond in the long run.
A quick little conversation, then I'm going to come back to this as Johnny leaves here. But I'm going to share with you guys a quick little story about how I had to fire my best friend, and I did it twice.
That's brutal, dude.
It was
brutal.
There was a few times in that journey, Johnny. One was in New York City, and I don't. Best friends might be, you know, let's put air quotes around it, but people that were there that were helping me build my company. And I'll never forget those conversations that happened a few times. But the biggest one was a fellow that I've known for he's still my friend today. And, you know, we went through a journey together where we had to make some decisions together about me. And then I hired him to work for me. And then as we went through our journey together, I had to let him go. So I'm going to come back to that one, John. It's I really want to get into the blowjob conversation because that's kind of a fun one. But, you know, the idea of firing your best friend or firing somebody you're working with
that's a bigger conversation, brother.
It is, and it's a deep one actually. So we'll get into that. I'm going to get into that one here in a little bit, and we can come back to it later this week. But Jimmy, I tease this one. This is a fun one, and I want to walk Johnny out of here with a fun conversation because I got to be honest, I was curious about this, and I put it together with the kids yesterday. From blow to BJ, the untold story behind the world's most misunderstood term. Jimmy, I think you got a teaser for this one, brother. Let's run the teaser. We're gonna have a quick chat about where did the term blowjob come from this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John. Jimmy, let's do it.
Ever wonder why the words we use for intimacy seem to make no logical sense? Why do we call it one thing when the action is completely different? Most men struggle with intimate communication because the language itself is confusing, loaded with shame, and disconnected from reality. Historical linguists have traced these terms back through 4 centuries of cultural evolution, revealing how societies have always struggled to discuss sexuality openly. The disconnect between words and actions isn't accidental. It's a linguistic survival mechanism. Understanding the real history behind these terms can transform how you communicate with your partner, breaking down shame and building authentic connection. It's time to reclaim clear, confident communication in every area of your life.
The word blowjob first popped up in an underground comic in 1948, Johnny, talk about not safe for work. But there's some linguistics think that the word began as a Victorian below job even earlier on. And then the word fellatio slang included blow off amongst the 30s. The reality is, Johnny, is nobody really knows where it originated. 17th century, the double entendre. By 1650, the blow already meant to bring someone to orgasm. But yet by the 1700s, it commonly meant to achieve orgasm centuries before somebody combined it with the word job. It's funny because, I think you're a great orator, a great linguistic. I think you're great with your words. I enjoy listening to you speak. I thought this was fascinating because I don't think anybody really knew where it came from. And I got to be honest, did you know where the word came from?
Well, now that you say job, it makes me think of back in the days of the brothels.
It's interesting.
Job.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, dude, there's a little bit of it's kind of this topic, but it just fucking flooded in my mind.
I love it.
Somebody sent me something. It was a screenshot of a post on social media.
Yeah.
Where basically there's some sort of a movement where companies are promoting an area where people go basically masturbate during work.
Yes.
I'd say that's something you might want to look into there.
I do have that topic in the inbox. You're right.
I mean, listen, I'm all connoisseur of emptying the clip when you get a little frisky. It brings clarity. It's just surprising that it took some people so long to figure this shit out.
I know, but it's funny you say it's funny, and I know you got to get off the train here. So one last quick minute with you. I did so it's interesting though because you talk about the brothels. Where am I? So the early 20th century prostitute slang, Johnny, the blow off and blow him, appear in 1930s brothel memoirs, cementing that direct link to fellatio.
Well, and those were dirty fuckers, right?
Yes.
So these guys are coming in there. They haven't showered in fucking weeks. They're probably blowing all the fucking nastiness off of that thing before they do their job.
Yes. Then by 48, Johnny, the Tijuana Bible debut it first debuted in a comic strip, and then in the early 50s, a blowjob could mean jet propulsion, proving that sexual sense was still niche. Anyways, guys, here's the reality. Next time you use a term without thinking, ask yourself, do I really know where it comes from and how that shapes the way I show up for my partner? So, maybe there's different ways you want to use that term with your partner if that's what you're looking for. And nothing wrong with it. Just, again, just a funny conversation like we have here in the lab here on the origin of the word blowjob. And as Good Time said, is it not to be called a suck job? I don't know. There you go, blowjob. But nobody knows where it came from. Johnny, what are you training today, brother?
I have got some actually doing shoulders, and then Terry wants to go to the gym later. So I got shoulders, a little bit of work, pickleball, then arms. So I'm actually going to split my workout up today. I
went for a walk this morning, and I did 30 minutes of yoga and stretching, and I felt pretty good.
You, brother.
Yeah.
For you.
Big lift yesterday. Big lift yesterday, man. Oh my God. I had big legs day yesterday, so it was quite. Dude, I'm proud of my strength as an aging man, and that's I say that a lot because I'm proud of it.
You should be.
Yeah,
you put effort into it. You should be proud of anything you put effort into.
That's right. All right, pal. Another great one, brother. Always a great one with you. Lots of love. You have yourself a great day. Say hi to Terry. We'll talk to you in less than 24.
Just getting better with age, baby.
Every day, just like a fine glass of wine, Mr. Anderson.
That's it, my brother. Have a great loop.
All right, pal. Take care. All right. Okay, guys. Johnny's going to get out of here. We're going to keep the show rocking and rolling here. Mornings Live with Keith and John. I'm going to pivot over here. You guys are left with me. Yeah, baby. So, Jimmy, here's how we're going to reset here. It looks like we got a morning focus topic, Jimmy, to get into. What topic was that, Jimmy? I know what it was. It was the biggest mistake I made building a $50 million company. So I'm going to get that one for you guys. I'm going to spend some time in the community in the comments, and then we are going to spend some time talking AI in the third hour, and keep this show rolling away here. So I think though. Guys, just give me a second here while I'm going to get after it here. Keep it going here. Jimmy, I'm going to go back to talking about the 50. I'm going to go back to talking about how what it was like firing my best friend or firing people that are close to me. I want to offer this up with takeaways for you guys. As a leader, it's our responsibility when we're leading something, a business, an entity. Whatever we're leading, the responsibility is to what you're leading, not to the person. And I found myself in a few situations where, hey, Brody Smith, the earth is flat. I agree with you. Yes. No, Jimmy, that's not a cut. We can't. No, I don't agree that it's flat, actually. I'm just having some fun with Brody Smith. Brody, thanks for joining American Heritage. Brody, thanks for joining Mornings in the Lab. I see you there in the comments. I welcome you to our show here and welcome you to our Mornings in the Lab community. But guys, I'm talking about firing my best friend. And I will tell you that as you're going through your journey as a leader, what I find is important is the ability to make decisions on behalf of the entity and not behalf of the human. Right. And that's where I think it gets difficult because you start creating friendships, you start creating relationships, and you might surround yourself with a circle of people that you're trusting, and there's trust building. And then you got to make a decision, and then that decision ends up being a decision on behalf of the business, not behalf of the person. But then what I think happens, and what happens in that journey when you're building something, is that that person becomes a trusted soul. That person becomes part of your inner circle. But then as time goes on, maybe one takes a step forward, maybe one doesn't, or maybe one takes a step sideways. And then as you keep going, I think what happens here. Oh yeah, Ryan Lincolns, I see your comments there. GIK, can you put some makeup on? You guys are interrupting me. I'm trying to do my little monologue here on firing your best friend. So, but guys, keep the comments coming in here. What I find happens is I think this happens, right? Is that you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. But if you're the leader, you're going to keep going up the mountain because you're the leader. And then what happens naturally over time is that leader keeps getting more responsibilities. And that leader, as time goes on, now starts to need to make, struggle with my words here, decisions with those responsibilities as their role increases in the company, which then, as they're getting up the mountain, using the metaphor, they turn around and they go, oh, there's some people here that might not be pulling their weight, or there's some people here who haven't kept up with me, or there's some people here who aren't fit for the role. So now you have a decision to make. And that decision is to either acquiesce and just keep the person around and just succumb to what isn't working. But then you're making the decision for the person and not for the company. So whether it's 100 people, 200 people, investors, you're now making a decision on that person. And I think what you need to then recognize is your job as the leader is to make the hard decision, which is firing, letting go, removing the person that perhaps was in your trusted circle. You got to fire him. You got to let him go. You got to lay him off. You got to say, señorita. You got to say, see you later. It's hard. But what I have found in my experience, and I've done it a few times, if you do it with kindness, the respect earned is incomparable. When you can sit across the table from somebody who you've went to battle with, went to war with, and had a lot of love with, and still have love with, and have a conversation with them because they know that you're making a decision on behalf of the company. And in the moment, they might not have that awareness. In the moment, they might be angry. And of course, there's going to be emotion. You're disrupting somebody's life. You're taking their paycheck away. You're not feeding the kids. What's going on, Connor Webb? I see you there. Yeah. Hey, so Connor, hold on, Jimmy, hold on. Connor, I see your comments there. I love the fact that Connor decides. So we had the Mornings in the Lab community here. And I love that Connor is going to get called out by the community here because Connor's just missing the boat. So Connor, I love that you've taken the time out of your day to contribute to our community by just typing one really obscure letter, because I'll just call it out. You're an idiot. Yeah. Connor Webb is an idiot. True story. Yeah. So, but Connor is kind enough to join our show and pull out the phone and type in messages which are just ridiculous. Yeah. So Connor, why don't you call the show? Connor, I dare you to call me right now, 431-300-3005, and tell me what you're really thinking. Let's turn your negativity into positivity, because I suspect you're probably not an idiot, Connor. I'm suspecting you're probably a pretty good human being. I'm suspecting, Connor, you're a pretty nice human being. And I'm suspecting, Connor, you probably have goodness in you. If you have goodness, why don't you call me? Let's talk about it. 431-300-3005. Because I don't think Connor really wants to. Jimmy, do you think Connor got out of bed today going, yeah, I'm going to go and get into people's comments and put one letter in the time? Yeah, that's awesome. Such high. I bet you Connor's the smartest person on the planet. Yeah, and I'm going to give Connor all this time. You know what's funny, guys? I'm going to give you guys a secret. I was building ICUC. Yeah, true story. Turning it into a $50 million business. And I had people hating on me, right? Because I was moderating comments on message boards, on news organizations all across the planet. People just fucking hating on me, saying, oh yeah, you're banning my shit. You're doing all that stuff. You're banning us. And I'm like, yeah, keep it coming, because I'll buy myself another Tesla. Oh, here comes the call. Good morning. Mornings in the Lab. Is this Connor?
Hello?
Who's this? Is this Connor?
Yes, this is Connor Webb.
Connor Webb,
E-E-R.
Connor Webb, are you taking some time out of your day to call us today? I appreciate you, man. So are you really kind or are you really mean at the end of the day?
I don't know. I just like spamming the N words. I don't think I'm a bad person. I just like doing it. NIGGER. Also, I have schizophrenia.
So Connor, So Connor, we can do this one of two ways. We can just kick you off the show, or we could. I guess Connor left. I guess Connor decided to leave. And Adam, you're right. I'm not going to waste my time with him. Although I do like to have a little bit of fun with the idiots that like to. Because Howard, here's the thing, man. We're gonna, and I'm with you, Global. We're not gonna stand for that crap at all here. So Jimmy, we're gonna get that crap off our page here. Hey, listen, guys. Here's one thing you'll know about me, is I like to try. I like to put the effort into folks because I have a kind heart inside of me. So we give somebody a chance, and if they're not going to make it, we'll kick them out. So no Connor Webb. And but guys, I'm not going to change the tone on having people call the show, right? We'll just get them out of here. So there you go. Really? There's another idiot back here as well. We got the 4 Taco Bell. Awesome. Yes, Ryan, we blocked his number. We absolutely blocked his number. So as I was talking about firing my best friend, it is. B Drive, he did make it. It is the same guy for sure. It's the same idiot. We'll just want to ban him as well. Eric Cartman is also back. We're going to ban Eric as well from our channel because Eric I love that people have nothing else better to do except join our show and just cause grief. But you know what's great with the Mornings in the Lab community is that you guys are all going to just, and you know what we might want to do, Jimmy and Melissa, is we might want to enable some of our awesome community members like Bernard and Adam and so forth, be involved with helping us moderate some of this crap. Just a guest, how are you? Good to see you guys here in the comments. Okay, so here's the bottom line. This guy's, I fired my best friend. It was hard. If you do it with respect, if you have the foundation set, I'm going to, exactly, Holroyd. I wish I had that free time too, man. Silverback Gamer, the Beast, what's this channel about? We are Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. I'm the host, Keith Billis. I got my co-host, John Anderson, and C. Marty Fit. They're gone for the day here. We are all about helping men. Good morning. This is Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. Who's this?
Hello?
Who's this?
Nigger.
Yeah, we got no time for that idiot on the code. We're going to keep trying, though. We'll keep trying and having folks phone our show, and we'll have them just get rid of all that crap here out of our experience here on the show here. So that's awesome. It is sad. Yeah, it is sad. Silverback Beast, a Silverback Gamer, that we have idiots that like to give us that. But here's the thing, man. I love that folks have nothing better to do, so they want to give us their attention. And you know what the funny thing is, Jimmy and Melissa, and to everybody in the Mornings in the Lab nation, is that if they're talking smack, we are on the right track, right? So, and I'm with you, B Drive. I try too. And if they can't handle it, I move forward. And that's exactly my attitude about it. The good news is that Johnny's not here to give me shit. That Silver, what's going on, man? I'll just call you Silver. I hope you subscribe to our channel. We get up and after it every single day here at 8 o'clock Eastern time with content, conversation, and as Global said, all topics under the sun. Let me tell you what we talked about today. Today we had a guy who spent the time in jail. Bong Milker. We're going to get Bong Milker out of here as well there, Jimmy. We got an idiot here joining us non-stop here. Looks like, there we go. Here's the good news is that, they're driving the traffic up on the same channel. What do we talk about here on the channel, Silver? So we talk about positive conversation. Today we kicked the show off. We had Jeff Glauser on the show here today. Jeff went from jail, went from divorce, went from low time in life to getting his life sorted out and making a comeback. We had David Meltzer on the show yesterday, who also lost $100 million in business and was the inspiration for Jerry Maguire and made a comeback. We talk inspiring content. We talk food. We talk nutrition. We talk peptides. We talk business. We talked about my journey of firing my best friend. And we are going to We are, and you're right, Global. To navigate the situation with sensitivity, it's crucial to be honest, direct, and empathetic. And I got to be honest with you, Global. As I was doing that, I learned a great deal about empathy. I sure did. Yeah, and it's something that I struggle with. Dusty struggles, are peptides and hemp connected? I don't think so. I tried to understand this SH256 stuff. I got lost. Dusty, you and me both, brother. Yeah, you and me both, Dusty. So I think what's good is that we got a guy like Johnny Anderson in our corner who can teach us, right? So he can teach us. Okay, Jim, let's do this. Let's get to we're extending the show a little bit, moving the needles on the levers, or is it levers? Is it levers or levers, Nation? Jimmy, let's do the biggest mistake I made building a $50 million company. And I got the Mornings in the Lab hotline ringing right now, and I'm not going to answer it because I suspect it's the idiot. So, Jimmy, let's run the opener. And for the biggest mistake I made building a $50 million company. Jimmy.
I built and sold a $50 million company. And here's something you probably don't expect me to say. I screwed up, big time. The biggest mistake wasn't a business decision. It was completely losing myself in the process. I allowed my company to become my entire identity. When ICU thrived, I thrived. When it stumbled, I stumbled harder. I missed birthdays, anniversaries, simple moments with my loved ones that I'll never get back. I sacrificed my health, my relationships, everything. It took years and some incredibly tough conversations to realize that my sense of self-worth had become so deeply entangled with the company's trajectory. I was oblivious to what was happening. Success felt incredible, but I wasn't even there to savor it. True success isn't defined by the size of your company. It's about the scale of your internal growth. It's about being fully present in your life and feeling authentic in your own skin. Don't repeat the mistake I made. Redefine what success means to you, on your terms, in a way that enriches every aspect of your life.
Guys, you know what? I got something fun to share with you guys right now. The show's on fire again today. Yes, it is, baby. I see the numbers, Jimmy. Woo, baby. You guys are bringing it. I appreciate all you guys in the community. Most importantly, I appreciate our foundation members, the Globals, the Holroyds, the Lady Drews, the B Drives. You guys all got my back, and I appreciate you guys so much for that. Dusty Struggles. And I know I missed some of you guys, and I'm sorry. Melissa, Jimmy, no. I'm not firing you guys. Nope, not happening. I've learned. What? You guys might fire me, actually. So, guys, in that segment, I got a wonderful text. I got a text from my business partner, a guy that I've been to war with, a guy that I've been to battle with, and I love it. And I got to read it. It's awesome because it's just true, man. Things just don't change. Oh, man. The more people change, the more we have some people that continue to be shit. True story, brother. True story, Mo. I handled it well. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you guys. So I built my career. I built my business moderating content, building, managing communities, and monitoring social media content. So I grew up in the world of social media. I grew up in the world of, and I built my nest egg, I'll call it, managing idiots like Connor Webb, or like that idiot that renamed themselves 1,000 times and left me a voicemail and, dropped the N-word and the bad word and just wanted to be an idiot. I built my business on that. And it's funny. And it's ironic because I don't have the house I have. I don't have the Tesla Roadster I have. I don't get to do this for you guys, bankrolling it myself. Just going to be honest, without the trolls. Yeah, that's a true fucking story. Without the trolls, there's nobody paying the brands to get rid of the trolls. So trolls, you're all welcome here because you have an expert in managing you. Yeah. You have an expert in managing community. Yeah. You have an expert in building community. Yeah. And in my experience, and you guys know, I'm all about conversation. I'm all about letting everybody in until you break my rules, then you're fucking out of here. Yeah, I'm global. I'm with you, man. I am. That's why when somebody likes to drop that word, I'm like, you actually are an idiot. Because if that's your ability to communicate by dropping words like that, like you really need to have go to school, like actually, right? So Yeah, Toombs, I used to troll trolls. Yeah, bring the trolls on. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm because here's what I love about all you guys is you guys get to know me and I get to know you guys. We all probably drink some of the same Kool-Aid, you know, and I'm out here to protect you. You're here to protect me because we're here to protect our mornings in the lab community. All right, I got something heavy for you guys that I'm going to put on the table, and I hope you guys can. Hope you guys will enjoy what I have to say. Hate watching is the secret sauce. Yeah, you're right, Dusty. Dusty struggles over on the horizontal stream here. Ascending Phoenix, someone summon trolls. All trolls are currently trolling other streamers. Please hold on for the next available troll. Oh, Ascending Phoenix, that is awesome. That is awesome. Attention all trolls. Uncle Keith is ready to go. Uncle Keith's ready to bring you in. All right. So here's something you guys probably don't expect someone who's built and sold a $50 million company to say. Well, here's what it is. I screwed up. Oh, man. I screwed up big time. When you and McLeod and I started Captive Interactive, which eventually pivoted to becoming ICUC, where Maurice and I turned it into a global moderation community monitoring juggernaut. Yeah, I used the word juggernaut. Mo, I used the word juggernaut today. True story. We were driven by excitement, adrenaline, and the thrill of possibility. And it was all consuming, exhilarating. Every day felt like it was a rush. We scaled that fast. We expanded rapidly into markets all over the planet. Growing. Revenue soared. Success, it just frankly seemed unstoppable, almost magical. But myself, what's up, Ascending Phoenix? But myself, you know, I perhaps having come from a world of coal and hard work and blue collar and not much handed to me, I started making a critical mistake. I lost myself in that process. I lost myself in the journey. And I allowed the company and I allowed all that success to frankly go to my head. Yep, that's true story. That is vulnerability. Because as ICUC was thriving, and as the bank account was thriving, I started thriving. And maybe I became somebody who I didn't want to be. But growing up, looking at things that influenced me, I was like, yeah, that's what I want. And that's what I chased. And perhaps chased bad decisions time and time again. And then perhaps made ridiculous decisions along the way. And then the scary thing is, Jimmy, the scary thing is, Melissa says, I didn't even realize it was happening. I was oblivious to the fact that my sense of self-worth had become so entangled with the company's trajectory and what we were building. And don't misunderstand it as a complete loss of self. It was a complete loss of perhaps who I was becoming and where I was going. I started neglecting things that were important to me. Started neglecting the gym. Started living on my colas. I started, living on bad foods and leaning into things that had short-term fixes, but perhaps weren't long-term solutions. Sacrificing health, sacrificing mental clarity. And man, I think about what I know now, what I didn't know then. I often ask this question of my guests, what would I tell my younger self? Try to be who you are. It's funny because you're never really given a lesson on what to do when you maybe you make it. And here's the reality, guys. I went through a massive change. Went from having a bank account of $0 to many dollars, and having the ability to go and shop at places you just dreamed about. It consumed me. It did. It consumed me big time. And it's crazy how you go through a journey in life and you reflect upon changes. And you recognize that, true success isn't defined by the size or scale of your company or the size or scale of your bank account. It's about learning to become truly and fully present in life, investing genuinely in the things that are important to you. You like that music, Global? I love it. Investing genuinely into those relationships and feeling comfortable and authentic in your own skin. So here's my challenge for you guys as you're going through your journey in life. Here's your challenge. Here's your challenge. Are you letting your professional achievements define your personal worth? Because here's the crazy thing, guys. I've never had more joy. I've never had more enjoyment getting up every single day and putting in 16 hours non-negotiable work and building this platform, to watch it come to life, to watch the results of yesterday's show, to watch the results of today's show, and not make any money at it. But I know something to be true. It's not about money all the time. It's about being true to yourself and what you believe in and what you're building. The wealth, the money, the results will come. Guys, don't repeat that mistake that I made. Trust me. Trust me. Because the success feels, it's going to feel, I went to the bank on Friday, cashed the check as the millionaire, woke up on Monday, one still lost motherfucker. I was like, oh, I thought that's all that I wanted. Nope, it wasn't. And you know what? It really got eye-opening is when I was in Vegas going to the craps tables and moving from the $25 tables to the $100 tables and realizing that it wasn't stimulating my dopamine anymore. It wasn't giving me the rush that I was looking for. Yeah, that's when you know you got to take a step back and recognize and move towards what you truly value. What I truly value is what we are building here in the lab. So it's time to redefine what success means to you guys on your terms in a way that enriches every aspect of your life. And I invite you and I invite you and I ask you to consider this. Get up, get after it every single day. Don't hit the snooze button. Be true to yourself. Look in your mirror. I know Johnny is, Jimmy is. We're here rooting for you every step of the day. Rufy, I see your comment there. I appreciate you, brother. I know Matt's been on his journey as well. Kindness rising every single day here, 7:30 Eastern time on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. All right, Jimmy, let's go to the community corner segment of the show here. We're going to reset the top of the third hour. We'll do the community corner, and then we'll get into some AI discussions. Some big things happening in the world of AI, guys. If you're sticking around for that, I'm looking to share that with you guys. I'm going to talk about the rapidly changing world of AI. All right, let's go. Hour 3. We're starting it off here on Mornings in the Lab. A little off script today, but that's okay. We're getting into the community corner before we get into some AI news. What's the real difference, guys, between growing up in the Wild West of the 80s and today's ultra-managed world? And why does criticism sting more than it should? Nation, it's time for the community corner where we connect LinkedIn, Substack, and YouTube right here on Mornings in the Lab. Jimmy, let's get into the first one. Let's get into some Substack comments. Raised by cable TV, how Gen X became the latchkey legends. Scott Jeravas takes us back to the original DIY childhood with his deep dive into the Gen X experience. Yeah, baby. Imagine coming home to an empty house, nobody telling you what to do, and your best friend is the Atari or MTV. Wait a minute, Melissa, did you find this story about me? Because I had the Atari. Yeah, I had the MTV. That shit all just changed my life. Actually, Nation, Jimmy, get this off the screen for a quick second. It was the satellite dish and the Atari and the MTV that fucked me up. That's the segue to what happened when I got lost in my $50 million journey. Because I wanted to be the guys on MTV. I wanted to be the folks that were doing all the crazy shit on MTV. And I was that, guys, I know you, my Gen Xers out there, grew up watching MTV, idolizing all those folks, going, oh yeah, I want to be just like that. That was me. Yeah, so my values got all messed up by the MTV generation. True story. Yeah. So I love the fact that we're talking MTV and we're talking about our Scott Jervis and how it's messing stuff up here. So yeah, I know you pay attention, Melissa. That's awesome. All right, but imagine coming home. And it was that kind of independence that shaped an entire generation. Me too. Tough, skeptical, and incredibly adaptable. Yes, we are adaptable, baby. Kindness Rising. I had the Atari 2600. Yep, Missile Command and Pac-Man. Nation, what did you guys have in your community? What did you guys have at home? Was it an Atari? Was it a ColecoVision? Was it a Commodore 64? Have I done any auditions, Jimmy? For what? Fast forward, Gen X parents are now swinging to the opposite extreme. No, Jimmy, I did not do any auditions for MTV. I'm creating the new fucking MTV right here on Mornings in the Lab. Hey, Stern, you looking for a job? Come hang out with us in the lab here, man. We can come set the next Sirius XM, man. We're starting our own live conversation network here on Mornings in the Lab here, so we can do our own thing here. But anyways, Jen, it's all over the place here. Are we getting parenting right? Or are we just trading one set of priorities for another? We're taking the Atari 2600 away and giving our kid the iPhone. What would you rather have? Guys, wild freedom or constant oversight? Helicopter parents or just wild freedom? This one's for my fellow Gen Xers, and I know you guys are all out there. I know you're all out there. And if you guys are noticing our marketing, we're leaning into much of that 90s stuff. Speaking of the 90s stuff, guys, what are your guys' opinions on the Sydney Sweeney advertising campaign? Hobart, you had the NES, eh? Yeah, the Nintendo. I love that you guys are all out here having this conversation. I'm curious, what do you guys think of the Sydney Sweeney ad campaign? I ask because stats came back today, and Americans are fine with it. Americans like, what's the big deal? Why does everybody get the knickers in or not? Exactly. Advertising's back, baby. Yep, it's good. I'm glad. All right. Keeping it rolling here over on the LinkedIn side of things. If you treat sleep like an afterthought, you're already losing. Yep, you sure are. Yeah, all right. Yes, I agree, man. All right. Daniel Scuteri's LinkedIn post reads like a wake-up call, literally. He's a breathing and wellness coach who says that 7 to 9 hours of sleep isn't a suggestion. It's the foundation of real performance. Your quality of sleep, that starts way before you hit the pillow. It's about daytime habits, breathing screens, and what you eat, even how you wind down. Founders and high performers love to brag about working late, but Scuteri flips the script. Treat sleep as a strategy, not a luxury. You know, I've been improving my sleeping habits a ton, and it is absolutely showing. I can't show up here every single day for 3 hours without my sleep. It's becoming quite apparent to me. What about you guys? Are you still treating sleep like it's an option? Because here's the thing, what we might want to consider is we might want to consider working backwards from the value of sleep. I think most of us use sleep as, okay, now it's time to go to sleep. It's like that's what we do at the end of the day, when maybe we need to be thinking about it now. So here's a question for you guys, nation. Here's a question for the Mornings in the Lab community. Are you planning on your sleep right now at 10:05 Eastern time? Because I would be, if I was you. Thinking about when you're going to bed tonight right now could be the most important decision of your day, according to Mr. Scuteri. Because if you're thinking about it now, you're going to make it happen later. You heard our discussion earlier this week. Don't write it down as a to-do list right now. Write it down as a done list. Yeah, I'm going to bed at this time. And for me to achieve that, I got to get this done. But guys, think about this. If your to-do list isn't done by the time you got to go to sleep anyways. Because the to-do list is going to be there tomorrow anyways. Yep, true story. All right. The criticism nobody wants. But everybody needs. Spending some time on YouTube, Jocko Willink got a blunt message. Criticism is a gift, not a gut punch. But here's the thing. Too many of us don't want criticism. Why not? Doesn't it make you better? I had a call with a fellow a couple days ago that wanted me to give him some feedback on his website. It sucked. It's horrible. And I danced around her for a few moments, but he's like, no. I'm like, no, okay. You really want it? I gave it to him. I gave him the old Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful truth. And it was horrible. Message was horrible. Design was horrible. I didn't even get through. It's like, Keith, what did you not like about it? I said, none of it. And I could just see his face. But then as we talked about it, I can see him walking towards me going, oh, thank you for being honest with me. Thank you for giving me the criticism because you can help me improve. So Jocko Willink says in his short, he breaks down why the feedback that hurts us most is usually what we need to hear. The trick is to separate the ego from the opportunity. Use what's true, ignore the noise, and get stronger in the process. Think about it, you guys. Too many of us run from criticism when we should be running towards it. Think about what could happen if you leaned into the tough feedback instead of dodging it. Where would you go if you stopped taking it personally? Ask yourself, where would you go? Where would you go? So the next time somebody wants to give you some critique, or the next time somebody wants to give you some feedback, take it as an opportunity to improve instead of somebody kicking you in the ass. All right, there you have it, guys. A lesson in freedom, sleep, and a little tough love here. If you want your story featured on the Mornings in the Lab Community Corner, I invite you to follow us on Substack, LinkedIn, tag us, and get active in the YouTube community. You call us out, we'll call you out. We'll have a good time at it. All right, let's put some more attention into the community here in the community here. Let's see here. I got Ascending Phoenix. If you do a quick Google search for Tim Curry, Men in Black 3, tell me if he doesn't look like a cleaned up version of that character. Are you talking about me ascending? Yeah, I'm a much better looking version of that. And then you got Global coming in with the commercial was cool because when you buy paint, they will analyze your sample to match other Dunkin' Donuts commercials. Yeah, Global. Gene's always been a joke. I get it there. There you go. Ascending. You see it, right? I love it. I'm a big Tim Curry fan. Ascending, I'm a big fan of yours. True story, man. I'm a big fan of yours as well. Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you something, Ascending. The greatest, you know what? Nation, ears up on this one. Everybody ears up on this one. Because this is where here's a truth from Uncle Keith for all you guys. Here's a fucking truth. I think in my heart of heart, like my perpetual heart of heart, myself, I think that society takes itself too seriously. Like, I think at the end of the day, most of us just take ourselves way too fucking seriously. I gotta be honest. Not that I'm never always honest, but I've been considering, Melissa, Jimmy, ears up on this one too. I've been considering what happens when, we may have a higher type profile guest on the show than yesterday's Meltzer. And they might send me over these questions or these rules that we have to follow. It makes me nervous because I'm like, no, show me your true self, Mr. Celebrity or Mrs. Celebrity or Mr. Movie Star or Mrs. High Profile. Like, I don't want somebody coming in and having it all buttoned up. Like, look at yesterday's conversation. We had a wonderful guest in the community corner yesterday, Gary Callis Jr. And we got into a conversation about, Hulk Hogan and Terry Jean Bollea and him being a potential racist. Actually probably was a racist, maybe not a potential racist. But I wanted to have the real conversation with Gary because it was a timely conversation. I wanted to hear his honest truth. So I get nervous sometimes when people think that everything's got to be dotted, T's crossed. So I'm with you. Kindness rising. Callus is awesome. I think that when you go through life taking yourself too seriously, why? Because when you're on your deathbed at the end of the day, is it really that important to be all fucking buttoned up in the moment when maybe somebody's trying to get to know you? I don't know. So Ascending Phoenix, I would invite you to continue being yourself and laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously and have some fun with it. Lots of value in that experience. Okay, Jimmy, let's do the Curator Spotlight. Let's go to our first one while we keep this show rock and rolling here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends here. And our third hour inside the AI Lab coming up next. Jimmy, let's go, bud.
Ever wonder what separates high performers from the rest? It's not talent. It's the relentless commitment to habits that match their dreams. Picture someone who's trained with NBA superstars, then turned around and handed those winning secrets to leaders in business, helping teams level up from good to world class. From courtside with legends to keynote stages, this creator's journey is proof that success is a skill you can train. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Alan Stein Jr., the coach who shows us how to close the gap between what we say we want and what we actually do. If you're serious about raising your game, this is the name to follow.
All right, Alan Stein Jr. Yes, knows exactly what it takes to unlock real performance, not just on the court, but in life. His story shows what happens when you do the work day after day and make sure your habits actually line up with your ambitions. From working alongside basketball's best to teaching business leaders, Alan's always asking the right questions. Always. Are the habits you have today worthy of your biggest dreams? That's the question he's always asking. So, hey, Alan, I'd like to ask you a question. Would you bring your habits? Would you bring your leadership? Would you bring your personal self, your non-buttoned up self to Mornings in the Lab? Love to have you on the show. Why? So I can pass you the big old Mornings in the Lab spotlight to shine it on somebody in your world in the next community corner. Right here on Mornings in the Lab every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Yep. Alan helps organizations simplify success, and we'd love to have Alan on the show. So, Alan, you're welcome here, brother. Come hang out with us. Come celebrate somebody in your world, because I know there's somebody in your world who you'd love to celebrate, but you just don't know how. We're going to do it with you here. All right, Jim, let's go to the next one over on Substack. His name is Todd. Surprise.
What if everything you've been told about happiness is only half the story? Imagine digging deeper, past the feel-good quotes and straight into the science of what really makes us tick. Behind every meaningful leap forward is someone willing to ask the uncomfortable questions and challenge the status quo. Here's a creator who's built a whole lab on curiosity, written books that turn self-help on its head, and keeps over 250 essays flowing to a community hungry for substance. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Todd Kashdan, the psychologist and founder behind Provoked. If you're ready for bold insight on well-being, you'll want to follow along.
99% of people want easy answers. That is a true story. Yep. 99% of people want to sit in the fucking audience. They want to be in the 1%, but they don't know how, because they fucking don't want to get up and get after it. But the 1%, you in the Mornings in the Lab community, I know all of you guys, you want the real thing. You want the truth. You want the full spectrum, even when it is uncomfortable. That is what I respect about Todd Kashdan. Here's a guy who digs deeper, who won't stop at the surface, who's built an entire career on asking better questions. So if you've ever wondered why you're stuck, what's up, Maverick? Knock, knock. I see you there. Kindness rising. Jimmy. Here's a guy who digs deeper, who won't stop at the surface, who's built a whole career at asking better questions. So if you've ever wondered why you're stuck, I know why you're stuck, actually. Never mind the notes. Never mind what I say. I know why you're stuck. Because you're hitting the snooze button. That's why. That's exactly why. But if you ever wonder why you're stuck, or you felt lost and feel let down by these quick fix advice, this guy's work, this guy, Todd Kashdan, I'm telling you, this guy's his work is worth checking out. So I invite you to check out Todd Kashdan over on Substack. Check him out. Check out his content, because Todd, we'd love to have you on the show. I like what you talk about. I got respect for what you're digging into. And I'd love to have you on the show to invite somebody in your world to this show and celebrate them on the next Community Corner. Maverick, knock, knock. Who's there? It's Maverick. Is Maverick going to be an idiot, or is Maverick going to be kind? That's the handsome chief coming at you, Maverick. Good morning. Good to see you here on Mornings in the Lab. I hope you'll subscribe, invite your friends, tell everybody about the greatest morning show on the planet. Mornings in the Lab. Keith, Johnny, and all of our friends getting after it every single day here at 8 o'clock Eastern time. All right, there's our community corner. There's our creator spotlights. Yeah, ice. Yeah, nice one, Maverick. That's original. Hey, you guys can join the show live with us right now or in the Mornings in the Lab community. You can do that by dialing in right now. The phone lines are open, 431-300-3005. Idiots are welcome. I'll screen you if you're an idiot. I'll take you off the show. Simple as that. Or you can use all of our time effectively and provide value. And like yesterday's show, come in and say hi. What do you want to talk about? Talk about yourself, promote your business, have some comments on things we talked about. Ice, we need, geez. Maverick, you're funny, man. I appreciate that. That's super funny. Yeah, hey, listen, man, that's craziness happening in the world these days with all the ice situations happening on the planet. Okay, Jim. So, Jimmy, do we have any kind of transition, Jimmy, for our upcoming segment on Inside the AI Lab here, which we are bringing to life here on this third hour?
What's shaking, nation? It's time to get up and not hit that snooze button. You don't want to be 9 minutes behind the guy who did.
$50 million later, still not famous enough. Guess I'll keep motherfucking with y'all. True story. Jobs and carbs, never touched either. Discipline, protein, and excuses crushed daily.
Who's mumbling again? If you want me, call on a real phone.
Butter-flavored kale muffins ready. Keith, haircut yet?
Rise and shine, family. It's too early for your positivity, puppet.
Never too early for protein. Wake up.
There you have it, the world's most dysfunctional AI family. We are the morning.
You are inside the lab on the Mornings in the Lab network here with Keith Billis. What the hell was that? I saw this yesterday, and I still confused by what all that was. Yes, I changed. How about that for a costume? You guys haven't seen this before on the show. Did the old costume change? Yeah, so if you guys are listening, ears up. Come take a look at the camera. Uncle Keith's back at it. All right, so we are here on Inside the Lab, our third hour here of Mornings in the Lab. And I promised you guys on Monday that we'd be getting 1% better every single day here on this third hour segment of the show. And the point of this part of the show is to lean into the world of AI and what's changing. Right, so moving a little bit away from the fitness, the wellness, the health, and some of the business aspects that we talk about in the first 2 hours of the show, and moving this conversation more in the direction of the world of AI and what's happening over there. And truthfully, I was hoping to have a bunch more visuals ready for you guys today, but I don't. So we're going to do a lot of talking, head talking, and going to share with you guys some of the stuff happening in the world right now that's changing around us. So while we do that, I'm going to pull some stuff up here on the screen. I'm going to turn some of the music down here, and I'm going to keep it rolling here. Let's see here. Oh, man. I the same music's just showing up all over the place here. Okay, so I told you guys earlier on the show here, I dropped some stuff in the Mornings in the Lab community here. Jimmy, if you want to bring that up here, and let's have a conversation about what I shared behind the scenes here yesterday. So I shared behind the scenes in the community, I shared the tech stack we are using to build this channel. And I thought I'd take a few moments to share with you guys some of that. And I'm simply looking at my phone because I have some notes here around what I shared yesterday in the comments. And what it was basically what I'm doing to build this channel. Here's a peek inside my daily tech stack. Now there is I've created a short, members only short, only members. True story. I'm going to talk about it verbally right now with you guys on this segment. But if you truthfully want the data, you want the results, you want to learn how to get after it, the prompt, the information is inside the members payroll. All right, so guys, let's talk about the tools that I'm using to build this business with you guys. And then I invite you guys to lean into some of these tools as well to help you build your business or ask questions in the community, and I'll do my best to answer them for you guys. So coming up, all right, so ChatGPT. Yep, true story. We use ChatGPT quite a bit here on the show, and we use it for, it's a creative collaborator. That's what we use it for. It's from brainstorming wild new ideas to scripting and research. GPT literally has become the integral part to everything that we do. And I want to tell you guys how I use it. All right. And I'd invite you guys to consider this. So, because I think it's inevitable that the idea, of having a personal AI with you is going to be part of our life. So what you might want to do is consider how you're doing that and building that today. Here's how I use my GPTs. So I have a personal chat GPT account that I just talk with about everything. And be careful, guys, because there was some stuff in the news last weekend where GPT was actually indexing some of our chats in Google. I'm sorry, Google was indexing some of the chats from Chat GPT in Google. So make sure your settings are correct so that you're not sharing stuff you don't want to be sharing. But here, the funny thing is, though, is that the Western media made a big deal about some of that stuff that actually really isn't a big deal. So just be mindful of it. But guys, I use a personal Chat GPT to get my ideas out, to get my stuff started, right? And that's where I go and toss in the foundations of my ideas. We have a company GPT. It's the Mornings in the Lab GPT, which we are building with knowledge around this show. All about this show. We throw the transcripts from the show in there. We throw guest ideas in there. We throw topics in there, our script writers in there. The entire back end is in the Mornings in the Lab GPT. So that's what we use to really begin the process. We use HeyGen. If you guys are familiar with HeyGen, HeyGen is a video AI type tool where it allows us to create AI characters. And if you guys spend any time over on the LinkedIn platform with us, I don't believe we've dropped many on the YouTube side of things, but if you spend any time on the LinkedIn side of things, you'll see many AI characters we made using the HeyGen platform. Will Cuff, what's going on? Will Cuff VR, I see you there. You are inside the AI lab with Keith Bill as part of the Mornings in the Lab show here that starts every time here at 8 o'clock Eastern time right here on the channel. Willard, I'm see you there in the comments. If you have any questions, we're talking AI right now. I'm talking my tech stack that I use to build this company. And then my goal, guys, is to get into these tools individually and create content to show you how I'm using them, right? So I'll create some videos on how we're using GPT effectively, how we're managing projects inside of GPT effectively, and how we're using HeyGen. Third one on the list, guys, and this is, you guys are going to laugh at this one. It's Calendly. Yeah, so Calendly is the tool that we use to manage guest bookings, right? There's an entire back-end workflow that gives global thanks for being a member, brother. Adam Holroyd, and guys, this is as much about you guys as it is about me. So I'm throwing stuff out there, and I want to hear your feedback. Adam Holroyd has a question and says, I liked HeyGen, but they were very limited in avatars when I last used it. Yeah, so Holroyd, it has improved. Yes. And it's funny you say that because I think that HeyGen is one of those. So I like the tool, but I will be honest with you, as I'm using tools now like Higgsfield and Veo and Kling and some of these newer tools, I'm finding the ability to bring some of the characters to life might be surpassing HeyGen. But truthfully, Adam, Melissa, who's really our HeyGen expert, she's been leaning into using HeyGen, so she's probably better to answer that. But I'm with you, Adam. It's actually hasn't been that bad. Global, we see you there. I see your test. Thanks for becoming a member of the lab. I appreciate you, Global, for doing that. That's awesome. All right, so Calendly is a tool that we also use. So Calendly is a tool, and I got all the workflows. So guys, what I'll do is I'll create a video. I'll put the workflows in place. You guys can copy them. True story. So, and Roof, you know what we can do here, right? So we either can do this, guys, which is I can give you all this. Here's how we'll look at it. You can go to Home Depot and you can get all the tools yourself and do it yourself. Or you hire contractors or you hire folks to do it for you. So my vision, I know Roofy's vision with this is I'm going to give. You guys take what you need to build your stuff. But if you find yourself stuck along the way, I invite you to call me or Roofy will help you. Yeah, there's going to be some money involved, but we are building a business here, right? But I want to give you guys as many tools as possible to help you guys be successful in your business using the same tools and workflows. So again, back to Calendly. If you guys are booking meetings, doing anything with, maybe you have a podcast, maybe you want to start a live show, Calendly has been the back end for us. And I know something so simple And you might be thinking, why aren't we using Google Calendar? Well, just Calendar seems to work pretty well with their workflows, and I'm happy to share all that with you guys. If you're looking for some help, I'm happy to share that as well. All right, Perplexity. Perplexity, guys, is Global. Think about it. I call in, I join. What is next? Exciting. So Global, thanks for asking that question. Global, I am working on continuing to add value into the community there. So now I see you as a member in the community. I'm going to talk about it out loud with you. So thank you for that. So I'm myself, Melissa, we are going to continue to focus because I'm seeing it. I said, true story. I'll tell you guys something. I had a conversation with Melissa after the show, and I said, Melissa, actually, I'm going to read it to you guys. I'm going to read what I was talking. So Melissa and I were talking yesterday after the show, and I said to her this, and she's like, oh my God, what the hell is he going to say now? Yeah, I'm going to fucking tell her whatever I said. I said to Melissa yesterday after the show, I said, because I'm talking to you guys in the community. Global, talking to you. Holroyd, I'm talking to you. B-Drive, I'm talking to you. Lady Drew, I'm talking to you. You guys being these foundational frontiers of our community here. I said, after yesterday's show, I really feel like we found our calling this AM. Something happened yesterday, guys. Magic happened with the community, the back and forth. I said it was like magic was taking place. And Maurice, if you're listening, ears up on this one. It reminded me of the early days of community with ICUC. And what it reminds me is of brands right now that are, whether they're big corporate brands or personal brands, this is the future of media. You're seeing it right here. Community, conversation, getting rid of the trolls, providing valued content to move everything forward. Right? So Global, we are going to continue adding value to the Mornings in the Lab community. I'm committed to that so that you guys can get up and get after it and find value in the things that we're sharing. Roseanne Roof, grandmothers for AI, the only way it will happen. True story. Yes, I'm actually glad Roseanne said this because I got something to say to you guys too. So I know that our audience, I know that you guys are all between the ages of largely 30 to 55, 57, maybe 60. If you're older, don't tell me. True story. But I know that from the stats. But guys, let me tell you something. There are a lot of folks in the younger generation. What am I, old? Yeah, having some fun. There are a lot of folks getting up and getting after it every single day that have hours and hours and hours on end playing and building with all these great tools in the market. And they're all becoming experts while you guys are putting your head in the sand. You're a Gen Xer like me. That is the worst. Language alert. That is the worst motherfucking move you could make right now. That is a true story. Like, you are going to be left behind very, very quickly. For example, if you think you're an Excel expert, your skills are useless today. Do you know why? Because tools like Perplexity and Gemini and GPT can do all those Excel skills that you've had for 20 or 30 years. And there's a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, an 18-year-old that is outperforming you right this motherfucking second. So you have a choice. You do have a choice. And I'm inviting you to walk towards what I'm presenting is a way to stay relevant. There's a hook, Melissa. That's what we're doing here on the show. We're helping you guys stay relevant. Now, don't age out of society, you guys. Society's moving fast. This is an AI show right now. Dennis, the CEO of Google Gemini, Deep Think over on the Google side of things. His prediction, and this might be one of the smartest guys in the world. His prediction is that the AI revolution is going to be quicker and faster than the Industrial Revolution. And there's something to be said where the next 10 years might happen faster than the last 100. Think about that. So you got a choice. You can be left out and sitting beside, or you can lean in and move forward. And I'm telling you guys, I will teach you what I can teach you to help you guys keep moving forward in society. Yes. Adam Holroyd, Adam, there's a lot of great tools out there that are working their way and disrupting that world of Excel. Absolutely. And Roseanne Roof comes in and says, people are working longer and longer and need help. I need you to help through. It's true. Okay, we're all about promoting longevity. Well, if you want to promote longevity, you need things to do. You need the skills to survive, right? And listen, you don't want to be retired, sit around and do nothing. No. All right, talking tools. No, I'm not talking about Jimmy, you guys. I'm talking about tools, AI tools. No, we're not here to offend Jimmy. Jimmy's doing a good job pressing the buttons. Jimmy's been on the ball. Jimmy's been making sure all the cameras are working. Jimmy's making sure everything's sounding great. So no, we're not talking tools. No, we're talking AI tools. All right, so far we've gone through ChatGPT, HeyGen, Calendly, and Perplexity. Okay, Perplexity. So Perplexity has become a gold standard for how we're building our content here in the lab. It's become our source of truth. I'm enjoying Perplexity. So they have a comment browser. It's essentially an agentic browser. What does agentic mean? It does things for you. So you use Comet as your browser and it will do things for you on the internet, right? So ask it to do things, ask it to go out and do things for you. It will do things for you. So Perplexity is a foundational tool. All of our scripts, all of our sources of content, when I'm sharing stories that I found, those stories originate somewhere on the web, and then we run them through Perplexity for truth. We're using Perplexity as our truth mechanism. Right now, some of you are going to say, yeah, but Keith, but AI hallucinates. Yeah, true. But it's not 2022. It's not 2023. Right? So between Perplexity and the next one that we use, which is Grok, I'd like to think we're getting close to truth or close to a semblance of truth as possible. How are we doing that? Looking at sources, seeing where it's coming from, and then leaning into that. So between Perplexity and Grok, that's where I am anyways, using that to drive the foundation of our content and our conversation. And it's interesting because I as a human don't feel the same way about GPT with that stuff. I found like GPT in my tech stack has a different purpose for me, not perhaps looking for truth or looking for valid news sources like Perplexity or like Grok does. I love Grok. Grok, guys, I would never bet against Elon Musk. Actually, I don't care what you think about his politics. It doesn't really matter. It actually is no relevance. Who cares? Let's talk about his technical prowess, his smarts, and his ability to disrupt industries. I would not bet against that guy, ever. Grok is incredible. It's amazing. It's probably the underserved AI. When you look at the others, you got ChatGPT, you got Plex, you got Gemini, and people don't talk about Grok very much because it's Elon's product, but it is unbelievable. Real time, connected to Twitter/X, right? So real time news, real time content, right? And what I find fascinating about Grok though is that they're towing the line on what humans want, which is so you can make images on Grok now that are not safe for work, right? You can make images now of nude people. Yeah, true story. Right now, just an open platform, right? So they're pushing things further than many are right now. And what I also love about Grok is that is that when you're on X in the feed, you can actually, so if you're spending time on X, let me show you guys something actually. I'll show you guys in the camera here. When you guys are spending time on X, let's just do something here. So I was looking, so Howard Stern's show is going to be not renewed. So if you go to a story on X, so here's one, for example, I got a story on X over here, right? You're going to see in the top right corner, a little G symbol, right? That's one right here. Boom, right? That G there. What I love about that, when you click that Grok symbol, it actually researches the post. It's like a real-time moderator or a real-time research assistant or a real-time AI analyzing, substantiating, verifying, not verifying the post itself. It is awesome. It is awesome. So it's like you have almost like I hate fucking Wikipedia, but it's like you have an ultimate Wikipedia. So if you're curious about something like, is that real? Is that fake? Well, Grok could put it out there. Adam, Grok is the one that I have not experienced. I would invite you to try it out, Adam. And here's the thing with Grok. Grok has super heavy, 300 American, 400 Canadian a month. Yes. Now, before you say, holy shit, is that a lot of money? It is a lot of money, $400 a month in Canada, $300 US. But think about that for a second, right? If you're getting $10 a day or $20 a day in value, that's, man, right? What's minimum wage in Canada? $13 an hour? think it's $14 an hour. Right? Some of the stuff Grok is doing, replacing people. They're a true story. And so there's some folks that say that AI is going to replace folks. There's some folks that are saying it's going to augment folks. I am seeing it right now on the augmenting side of things. Yes, which is allowing me to get things done much quicker along the way. What's up, Jay? I see you there in the comments. Jay always joining us on the X side of things. I appreciate you, Jay. Jay, if you haven't joined the Mornings in the Lab community, I invite you to do so. We're dropping some great paid value behind there. Right now, we are on the Inside the Lab segment where we're talking about AI and the tools that we are using to build this show and build this platform. And my goal is to give. And what game are you playing? Gaming with Arush. Speaking of gaming, let's talk gaming, guys. I'm going to do a little side swipe. Did you guys see the news yesterday from Google Gemini? Well, I shared it with Melissa yesterday. And Melissa's response was 2 bug eyes that went. Because, Jimmy, if you can, Jimmy, pull up the Google Gemini 3. Jimmy, if you can research that while I'm talking here and pull up the Google Gemini 3. It's probably Gemini 3, maybe .google.com. But if you can find it, Jimmy, the Gemini 3, and do it on the screen here. You guys might have heard me say in the first half. You guys remember a couple years back, Zuckerberg was talking metaverse, the 3D world we were going to be living in. People were like, huh? And then we get the Meta headsets and the Vision Pro headsets. Well, there's truth to that. And here's why. Yesterday, Google released Genie 3, a new frontier for world models. So what the hell does that mean, you're wondering? Well, fuck, I'm going to tell you. It essentially is taking the one-dimensional or two-dimensional AI content we're creating today and making it three-dimensional. So imagine walking through the scenes that I'm creating. You guys are seeing the content I'm putting out there. You're seeing the ads I'm putting out there on Shorts. You're seeing the videos I'm putting out there with our characters, our morning characters. You're seeing the content I'm putting out there on, the flying fucking puppet that I got on the screen there today. Well, those are all largely flat. They're largely, a 1-2-dimensional concept on a flat screen. Well, what Gemini is, Jimmy, leave it here for a second. What Gemini does is it turns the video into a 3D world. So hold right, ears up on this one. It turns our videos into full playing environments. So imagine me creating an ad with all of us as community members. And hey, guys, I haven't told you guys, but I'm all going to get you guys. You guys are all going to become characters in my world. Marketing of the future is what you're seeing right now. It's three-dimensional. It's multi-dimensional. There's truth to the metaverse coming. And what I mean by truth is that marketing tomorrow, advertising tomorrow, content tomorrow is going to be more immersive than you can imagine. Yes. And we are going to lead and play with it here in the lab. So you look to the left and look to the right, you can't reach into it. Gemini is going to give us the ability to reach into the content, which is exciting and awesome. With persistence too. They've showed examples where, you're doing content in one room and you move to a different room as a character, the content moves with you. So the point is, guys, things are moving fast. Things move super fast. And my invite to you is you can either be left behind or you can be not left behind. Gaming? No, I'm not a Gemini employee. No, I just like playing with cool new tools that we like to experiment with here as we're growing Mornings in the Lab. Because gaming, what I am is an employee of Mornings in the Lab. This is actually my show, and we're talking AI here today. We're talking tech stack. So Gemini, I expect, is going to become part of my tech stack in the future, and I'm excited to share that with you guys as we go along the way. All right, Jimmy, keeping with the tech stack here. The next one, Notion. We use Notion. You guys Notion? You guys use Notion? You guys? So Notion has been is like our digital brain. It's the hub. When I'm looking here at the camera, I got my Notion screen in front of me here with all my scripts, my notes, and everything in front of me here. Notion is the digital brain, right? So, So B Drive. I'm talking Gemini. I'm talking Genie. I'm talking Genie 3, not Gemini. So obviously Google has Gemini, which is awesome. And I'm sorry if I was using the wrong terminology. B Drive. What I was referring to was Genie 3. Yes. I love when people do this. Milan Expert is joining my show here today. And Milan, hey, bro. I noticed your podcast. Hey, Milan Expert. This isn't a podcast. Hold on. I gotta get my buttons ready here. How about this one? Hey, Gen X, Millennial Expert, this is not a podcast. But it just needs more visibility. Hey, Millennial Expert, I would invite you to check out the vertical stream right now where there's 1,000 people hanging out with us and talking. So I'm not sure where you help podcasters with effective strategies to grow their shows and get in front of the radio. I love podcasters that brag about I got 6,000 downloads. Oh, yeah? Good for you. I got 10,000 people a month show up my show. Yeah, a month. Yeah. Average minutes through the roof. Daily. Not just once a week and then I'll decide to do my podcast in a couple weeks from now. No, like actually daily. True story. 3 hours every single day. So don't come to me, I got 10,000. Fuck, man. I had a guy come and say, hey, do you want to sponsor my podcast? I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, I got 7,000 downloads last month. I'm like, oh, great. How many people listened? Oh, we don't track that. We just track downloads. That's awesome. So awesome because I just bought 10,000 year down. Do you guys remember when 50 Cent bought a bunch of seats from Ja Rule's concert? So because Ja Rule and 50 Cent had a beef. So 50 Cent goes, yeah, I'm gonna buy those motherfucker seats so nobody can go sit there. So Ja Rule, get this, guys. Ja Rule shows up at the arena, gets into the stadium, and there's actually all the seats in the front section are all bought out by 50 Cent. There's nobody sitting in them. What a fucking dirty thing to do, but also pretty funny. So anyways, if you guys are a podcast, if you have a podcast, I'm sorry. It's like having a beta or VHS, or it's like having a dial-up phone. So I'm sorry. If you want to move in a direction of legitimacy and tomorrow, maybe I would invite you to consider doing a live conversation. That actually is a podcast too. Keith and Matt can help you. The Mornings in the Lab Live Network. You know what also happens, you guys? You know what also happens is that you start your podcast and it just sits there. Well, we have a live network that goes live every single day. Yes, Dusty Struggles, daily. Exactly. So you decide to start a live conversation, join our network. You get to rise with the network. I'll put some truth on the table. I'll put some fucking motherfucking truth on the table. So if when Kindness Rising starts his show, when Matt Roof starts his show, and he starts it on his own, that's what he's doing. He's starting on his own. He's like, no, I like the Kool-Aid we're serving up here in the lab, so I want to join the network. So Matt joins the network, and what happens right out of the gates? His show gets a boost. True story, because it's on the network. So if you want to start your own live conversation, I'd invite you. Come do it with us right here. All right. Oh, hey, I see we got it's now in the comments. Oh, let's see here. Oh, it's now. I am not. Can I explain my job? It's out of my understanding. Gaming with Arush. My job is to help you get your butt out of bed and help you achieve your biggest, most audacious goals. That's my job. Yep. I don't get paid for it. That's my job. Yeah. True story. All right. We're talking tech. We're talking AI. We're talking here at Mornings in the Lab on Inside the Lab, the AI part of our show. I see you guys. We are on track to break yesterday's record of participants in today's show. Okay. Higgsfield. Hey, Holroyd, ears up on this one, brother. It's now. I'm not actually a coward. No, I'm not a coward. Actually, it's now. I'm furthest from a coward. It's now. If you want to talk about being a coward, it's now. I'd invite you to call me 431-300-3005. A live conversation. We can debate whether I'm a coward or not. I would think that many of the members in the community probably would stand up for me and say they're actually, Uncle Keith's not a coward. Not a coward at all. So, but you can do it though. 431-3. Call me. It's now. Yeah, true story. And Melissa dropped the link there. If you guys want to learn more about Genie 3, check it out, you guys. Check it out. That is the future. Okay, so we went from Perplexity to Notion. Just looking at my... Dude, you can't phone in Scotland? There's no phones in Scotland? Yes, you can phone in Scotland. Phone me, 431-300. Oh, unless your parents didn't turn on international dialing. That could have happened as well. All right, so we got... I was just looking at Genie 3. That's something I still have to spend some... Yes, and Adam, if you were a gamer like I was, you'll appreciate it. And that's what I think that people just are missing out on, right? Holroyd, is that people don't recognize how who's Keith? Me. That's me. How gaming and those worlds are going to merge together, man. So the Gen Xers is going to be... It's now But at least you can keep texting, though. I'm not calling a coward. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can call you. It's now. Give me your number. I'll call you directly. Okay, so next one is Higgsfield. Higgsfield has been a game changer for us with our thumbnails. If you guys have been spending any time on our channel, which I know you have been, I can see all of you guys, all 10,000 of you guys every single month hanging out with us. If you guys are spending any time on our channel, you're seeing the improvement in our thumbnails, except for Matt Roofs. Matt's like, what? Did he just? Yes. Nah, all kidding aside, guys. Have you guys checked out Roofy's thumbnails? They're coming together, man. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Higgsfield is awesome. True mother story. It's been a game changer for us, you guys. I think if anything, I am going to maybe spend some time teaching you guys about Higgsfield. It has allowed me to create thumbnails in a snap. If you look at the images dropping the Mornings Lab community, it's all coming from Higgsfield. So what I did was I created a character of myself. I created a character of Johnny. Still waiting for Marty's pictures. Yeah. And what we did, we took 70 pictures of myself and I created a character of myself, and I can now insert myself into different images, different situations. Same thing with Roofy. So as you guys see our thumbnails, you are seeing Higgsfield at work. So I would invite you guys, if you got questions or comments, come join the Mornings in Lab community. I will get after them for you guys, and I'm more than happy to help. More than happy to help. Higgsfield, game changer, game changer, game changer. All right, the other game changer, AI is so far. I know gaming, it is super far, man. The other game changer, which I am loving and leaning into more than ever, is Google Veo 3. Not 2 or 1, but 3. 3 is awesome. Why is it awesome? Because Google Veo 3 adds audio, video, and sound effects into one output. Right now, admittedly, it's expensive. It's not the cheapest solution on the market, but I will. I'm teasing Roofy. Give me feedback on my thumbs and show. It's the fastest way to improvement. I'm just teasing you, Roofy. I always am, brother. It's because if I can't tease somebody. Because you guys know we tease with love here on the show. But Veo 3, I see Jimmy pulling it up on the screen here. Jimmy, you want to throw it up there for us, buddy? I can see you doing it, but I don't see it on the screen. Veo 3 brings your things to life. So again, let me share my workflow. I take an image that I create in Higgsfield, and then I can do one of two things. I can then move it to Veo and take that image and bring it to life and have the character talk, have the music, have the soundtrack, all within basically a prompt. Right? Or you can go text to prompt on Veo, which is just your words and bring it to life. But guys, Veo is exceptional. How do you use Veo? You go to labs.google.com and you can sign up for a Veo account. It is not cheap though. True story. Right? So there certainly is. Listen, AI can add up fast. Between, Perplexity Max, between Higgsfield, between Veo, between ChatGPT, you easily can be into your AI tools for at least $1,000 a month if you're looking at some of the max plans that are available for you. And what I find is the Hanson Chief, a man of distinguished courage, ability of mind. I appreciate you. Global. What I find is incredible is that I'm now very much measuring human output compared to what AI output is, right? Here's a true story. Piper, my daughter's working for me, and she was doing a task for me. Perplexity launched Comet. The task she was doing on Friday became obsolete on Monday because Comet did it all by herself. So that just tells you how that works. Higgsfield, Adam, for Higgsfield, how many credits do you find you use? Wondering what plan I should buy. So Adam, I always start on the small plan, or if you want, we can do some stuff creatively behind the scenes. Send me some stuff and I can make some stuff and we can see how it all comes together. I'm happy to do that for you, brother. So when you're making a Google video Veo, when you're making a Veo video in Higgsfield, Adam, it's 80 credits. It can be expensive. When I make images, I think Roofy knows this too, actually, because Roofy's been paying attention to this. So Roofy, maybe you can offer some perspective on this. But in Higgsfield, images, I believe, are 8 credits. What I would do, Adam, is I'd start on the lowest plan and then work your way up as you need them, right? Because my Higgsfield's becoming a foundation tool for us. So I'm on their biggest one right now. I got a call coming in. Let's see who's calling us on the Mornings in the Lab hotline, and let's see if they're going to be respectful of our time here. Let's check it out, guys. Good morning. This is Mornings in the Lab. Who's this?
I-E-E-E-R.
Yeah. We got the idiot joining us again on the show here. I just love him. Not love, but it's funny how some people just need to do nothing but the best of their time, which is exactly Jimmy. So here's the emoji. Yeah, exactly. Some people have nothing better to do. Hey, Maurice, some people have nothing actually better to do in their lives, but I love it. This is why we have what we have. All right, so Vail, I've spent a lot of time talking about Vail. Vail was awesome, guys. I would invite you to check out Vail, and I will keep putting my results, my stuff behind the paywall here on Vail. Gemini. You know what's funny about Gemini, guys? So I use Google Gemini as well, but it's funny because Google, for me anyways, is a Gen Xer, and I wonder how you guys feel about this, Adam and Global and so forth. I'm wondering if Google is feeling a little bit like old school Microsoft, right? You got all these new tools that are emerging in the market, and Google is like the old dog, right? So it's interesting how that how that works. But Google Gemini is great, and you never want to let the old dog sit in the back of the room wondering what it's up to. Google Gemini is awesome, and now that they've put things behind it with DeepMind in it, DeepThink, they have some DeepMind. They have some great. Listen, it's catching up to ChatGPT if not passing it, and keep catching up if not passing Grok. Google Gemini should also be in your that's exactly it, Lady Drew. That was an alien that just called in. True story. Yeah. It's now. Jimmy, maybe we just want to get rid of it now. I don't know. So kindness rising. Yep. Higgsville, build your character first. After the basic image, 2 credits. Oh, there you go. It's all about the prompt better. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Keeping on our journey about tools we're using. Manus. Okay. Who in the community here has heard about Manus? Holroyd, you heard about Manus? Global, you heard about Manus? Who's used Manus or heard about Manus? So Manus has so nobody knows for sure, but there's some rumblings out there. Manus was built on top of gaming. Our next live stream is tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the network. Manus was built apparently on Claude, on Anthropic. But Manus is awesome. Manus is like having a human agent at your side. Let me give you guys a real life example how I'm using it on the show. So you guys know for the morning loop, we need topics to talk about, right? And then you know that my goal with this show is to have topics of discussion, but also visual delivery to keep you guys entertained and informed along the way, right? So we use Manus. So Manus essentially takes my task. So here I have I'm going to share all of this with you guys. I just wasn't fully prepared to do today, but I'm going to share with you guys the prompt. I got a master prompt that every single morning it goes out and scours the internets, plural, to find topics for our discussion. It not only finds the topics, it turns it into script format for me, turns it into formatted format for me. It creates the B-roll for me. It creates the soundtrack for me. It creates everything you are seeing with one prompt. Yes, one prompt. What does that mean? I get stories for the show. I get scripts for the show. I get B-roll for the show. I get all the music you're hearing for the show in one prompt at one time. Yesterday, using a metaphor, there was a big process with that. I would go find stories. I pass it off to somebody. We would format it. There's be a lot of steps along the way. One prompt, Manus does it all. Now, the agentic work is the same stuff that Perplexity is doing, the same stuff that ChatGPT operator is doing. Right now, I think Manus is one of the best agentics, AI agents on the planet that many people probably are still underestimating. I know that one of the reasons people underestimate it or don't pay attention to it because it's a Chinese product, but it's actually a Singaporean product. So I believe that they moved from China to Singapore, but that is a product. If you guys do not have it in your AI toolbox, I would invite you to strongly consider adding Manus to your toolbox. Holroyd, yes. Guys, here's a question for you guys. I got a question for the community, and I'd love your feedback. If you guys can answer it now, answer it later. I want to do private live streams for the community on how we're using these tools. Would that be interesting to you guys? If we pick like it's a Friday or a Thursday, or we do a 30-minute or a 1 hour private live stream, only available to members of the community where we're teaching and sharing. So maybe it's ways we can help Bernard grow his business, or Adam grow his business, or Lady Drew grow their business. Because I want to share with you guys what I'm doing here. I think that the more I share, the more you guys can get value, the more we can build this thing together. So if you guys are open and if you guys are into the idea of doing a private live stream, we'd love to hear from you guys. And then I'd love to hear what you guys want us to lean into. Maybe we want to do a private live stream on peptides with John, right? So that is the kind of value, global, that's the kind of value I want to keep putting behind our members paywall, right? So I want to listen to what you guys want so we can give you guys what you guys want in this community. Okay, Manus, let's see here. Grok, I talked about Grok. Roam is a platform we use, which is our visual. It's our connection platform. It's a conversation platform, right? It's like our WhatsApp. It's like our Slack, but it's Roam, built by a guy named Howard Lerman, who had a wonderful couple of exits. But I love Roam because I started a virtual company years past, and with Maurice called ICUC. And entirely virtual business before the internet was even as big as it is now. And Roam is basically a virtual office place, right? So that is what we use to manage communications and manage our communications. Suno is what we use to make music. And I'm glad I'm talking about Suno today because yesterday, and actually I'm realizing I'm forgetting some things in our tech stack, 11 Labs is what we use to create our voiceovers. So when you guys hear all the voiceovers on all of our scripts and all of our stuff, that's we use 11 Labs for that, right? So 11 Labs is the number, without a doubt, the number one AI voicing platform on the internet. They are awesome. I'd invite you guys to check out 11 Labs as well if you're looking for something. But why I'm bringing them up is they use, man, I forgot things in our stack. They yesterday launched what Suno does is make music. So, if you guys want to make some music, check out Suno or check out 11 Labs. And is it ever fun making music? I'm actually going to share with you guys. You know what, Jimmy? I'm going to do something right now here, you guys. I'm going to share with you guys something funny. So you guys know I got a couple dogs. I know we're getting to the top of the third hour here. And we got to rock and roll here. But I got two dogs. I got a Pomeranian and I got a English Bulldog. Well, I have a Pomeranian that likes to... I have a Pomeranian that I'm going to play something for you guys that will show you guys how I make music. And it is actually pretty simple. I'm just trying to find it here for you guys right now. If I was prepared, I would have had it a little earlier, but hold on.
Don't jump on her head. Don't jump on her head.
So here's how I made a song. Listen.
Don't jump on her fucking head. Don't jump on her head. Don't jump on her head.
Okay, so what you're hearing, true story, is you're hearing me yelling at my dog for jumping on my other dog's head. And then out of that, I started singing it. This is actually happening between 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. True story. True vulnerable behind the scenes. You go, what? You're going, I don't care about that, which is fine. You don't care about that. But then listen to what came out of that song, which was... Don't jump on her head. Don't jump on her head. Don't jump on her head. So guys, just start singing ridiculous words into a microphone and you make some music. And you know what inspired me? John Mayer. Yeah, I was watching a video of John Mayer, how he makes music. He's like, yeah, you just pick up a guitar. He goes, I sit and stare at a wall. I saw he was sitting down with Zane Lowe. He goes, I'll sit and stare at a wall and I'll start strumming my guitar and just saying words. And then the words turn into sentences. Sentences turn into thoughts. Thoughts turn into something valuable. It's the same way with making your own AI song. So I know you guys all hum and you all sing stupid things. Just start humming. Pull up the old Suno thing and start singing into it. Adam Holroyd does. I love Suno. I know, Adam. Suno is super fun, man. I have ChatGPT write my lyrics and Suno turn into a song. I love it. So guys, here's a community event. Jimmy here, Melissa, here's a fun community event. I invite you guys all to make your Suno track and put it in the Mornings Lab community. And you know what we could do is we could weave your music into our show. I'd be happy to do that. We can do song of the week. We can do top 5 songs, top 10 songs. So if you guys are making some great content, share it with me so we can share it here in the Mornings Lab community using Suno. Okay, wrapping up here. Midjourney. I use Midjourney as well. Awesome for making imagery. Unbelievable image tool, authentic, real looking. And Midjourney is also a tool that I can't get enough of. Haleo, another powerful video platform. Although admittedly, if Haleo might be moving a little bit, since Veo 3 came out, a lot of my video tools have moved sideways, but Haleo is one as well that I use. And then, of course, Substack, where this show resides, a foundational platform. And last, but definitely not least, we use StreamYard and we use YouTube, which are two of our major platforms to bring this song to life. Okay, I'm gonna drop Don't Jump on My Dog's Head in the Mornings and Lab community so you guys can add it to your playlist. It's a fucking good song. It's a great song. Yeah. Oh, and I also sang because I'm gonna share you guys. I also did the old
Generals gathered in their masses.
Watch this. Here's Suno in action. And then listen. And then listen. So don't tell me you can't have fun with Suno. Just start singing into the microphone and look what happens. It's magic. It's magic, baby. All right, so I want to see your Suno. I want to see your music. Wrapping up the third hour of Inside the AI Lab with Keith Billis here on Mornings in the Lab, the Mornings in the Lab Network. Okay, guys, it's time to go. You know how I know? My bladder's telling me. Global Barking Dogs Jingle Bell Song 2025 will break the internet. Yes. Don't jump on her head. Don't jump on her. Well, actually, this song here was actually made because I was just calling out my brother from another mother, Jimmy. And it sounds just like this one. It sounds, Jimmy. You know what? That's a good song to walk out of here today. Guys, wrapping it up here. I invite you to come back and join the big show tomorrow, Mornings in the Lab, with Keith, Johnny, and all of our friends here every single day here. Starting at 7:30 Eastern time with our friend, our brother from another mother, the original himself, Matt. No teeth, roof. Yeah, true story. You guys don't know Matt yet? How could you not know Matt? You got to check out 7:30 Eastern time. Matt Roof, Kindness Rising, a dose of kindness to get your ass out of bed, positive side of the bed. You know the old saying, did you get up on the wrong side of the bed? Well, if you did, I got a solution for you. You turn on Kindness Rising. Yeah, and then Matt's going to make you feel like you got up on the right side of the bed. And then as you get your energy going and you stick around on the channel, 8 o'clock comes, and you're just about to fucking roll over and get after it. Energy goes in here for the next couple hours, 3 hours. Right, so coming up tomorrow, Jimmy, what do we got tomorrow? You guys are all awesome here in the community today. Saying thank you to Lady Drew, Global, Adam Holroyd. And again, guys, I want to keep adding value. If you guys are telling me I'm not adding value, I'll stop talking. Yeah, so our goal is to keep adding value. I'm going to keep chucking value into the Mornings in the Lab community. Tomorrow on the show, we got Michael Dodsworth joining us for Center Stage. And the big topic tomorrow on the show is, actually, I might change it. Jimmy, I might even change it. I'm thinking about changing it. Tomorrow, the big topic is getting up and rising at 5 a.m. I think it is. But I might change it. Actually, it'll be kind of fun. Here's a question for you guys in the community. Ears up, community. Ears up, Morning Lab. What do you guys want to talk about tomorrow? What's the big deep dive topic tomorrow? If you guys have something you want to talk about, I would love to hear from you. Let me know. But you can only do that if you join the Mornings in the Lab community. So I'll see you in there today, along with Melissa, Jimmy, Roofy, and the entire gang. From all of us at Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends, I'm going to get out of here because my bladder says it's time to go. And Lola is probably looking to jump on Charlie's head. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate you guys all in the comments. And yes, I see that B-Drive. Let's do a segment on the merch hub after our private. Yes. Hey, guys, you want merch? Go talk to B-Drive. He'll help you out. I want to help everybody in this community. I want to help everyone in this community. Lady Drew, I appreciate you. Thanks for the call today. B-Drive, we'll talk later, brother. Have a good one, guys. Have a happy Wednesday.